What's up, everybody? Justin here, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Dock. Off the Dock is a podcast I actually live stream here on YouTube and on my Facebook channel where we talk about our lives in the fishing industry. We talk a little bit about the business, a little bit about how it affects our everyday lives, and we talk fishing as well. And we may or may not go into personal life and politics from time to time or when alcohol induces the conversation. So, be sure to leave us a 5-star review or wherever you might be watching it. Give us a preferable up or whatever because, well, the internet overlords require that so we get found. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to the Philfish angler, my Filipino brother from Canada. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, brother? What's new?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I don't have a life right now. It's all work and no play.
Like always.
Exactly. So, but it is what it is. You know, got to
Not
do what you got to
bad.
do. Got
Well,
to
well
pay the
you're
bills.
you're back to work though, so that's a good thing.
I never technically stopped. I just
Yeah, I
wasn't
know.
allowed to
You
travel.
you slowed down though, which sucked.
Yeah. I mean, the bait shops were doing great. The ones that were able to stay open until our governor and her wisdom decided to stop boating, which then turned into record turkey license sales in the state of Michigan for that first 2 week of the season.
Man,
And then we're allowed to go fishing again. Everything went nuts.
she's doing a fantastic job with you guys. Like, I commend her.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Sarcasm is hard to see sometimes. I'm
Oh
just
my
saying.
goodness. What a joke, dude. I feel sorry for you guys, but then again, we've got what we're dealing with as well. So,
Well, yeah, you guys are what? Losing your rights to even own hunting guns now over there or something?
yeah, we have no water guns, no Nerf guns, nothing like that anymore. Slingshots are now banned.
Jeez. Yeah, speaking of that, I just went out and enjoyed my brand new AR. Smith and Wesson M&P Sport 2 today. I had a pretty nice group at 100 yards with iron sights. I was probably myself. Took the wife out, brother-in-law went out. We shot a lot of rounds. Had a good time.
Beautiful.
It was a good
Well,
couple hours. So
fishing rods are
America.
still fishing rods are still not banned, so I think we're safe for that going for us so far, which is good. But
Well, that's good.
the moment that
I I
happens, though,
got
dude,
I got a feeling they're gonna outlaw the combustion engine before they do fishing rods. Quite honestly, I mean that's where they're going with this. So that means outboards are gonna have to be electric.
oh jeez.
Think about that battery pack on that thing, huh? So, but yeah.
We shouldn't joke about things like that, though.
No, I know. There's people that really want that already, right?
Oh
So,
my goodness. But
so
anyways,
our bass season opened up here in Michigan on St. Clair
yes,
this weekend, was it, or last weekend?
you
I've been
tell
so
me.
busy working. I don't remember. Is it this weekend? I don't freaking remember. I don't know. It happens like a week or two before your guys's, right?
Well, I jumped the gun. I made a post on
When's
Insta.
your guys's opener?
Last Saturday in June, so it falls on the 27th of this year. Now, I jumped the gun on Instagram today and I made a post saying one more week, and I was so happy. And I'm so busy that I got lost in my days that I had a text message come through saying, you do know Bass opens up on the 27th, right? And I checked my
Yeah.
calendar. I'm like, SOB, you got to be kidding. Here I am. I'm already planning for next week. Weather looks great.
So it was
Yeah.
this weekend we opened up, I think, then, because it's
Okay.
free fishing weekend in Michigan too. I think when bass opens, and that's going
Right.
on this weekend. So,
Have you been
but
out?
dude, the one day I could have got out, I before I could go fish, so I swung by the boat ramp, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. Just the shit show that I seen at the ramp and how full it was. And then I drove through the Metro Park and saw what that looked like in Lance Cruz Bay. I'm like, you know what? It just isn't worth it. I'm just gonna go chill. I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, this COVID thing has people fishing on the weekends like a normal weekend, but to a new level because there's no baseball, there's no softball, there's no events that the family has to go do at all right now. Like I saw the first like youth baseball game tonight on the way home,
Wow.
but they have nothing else to do. They can't go to Tigers game. They can't go to a Red Wings or whatever sporting event or the concert. So what are they gonna do? Everybody reverts back to the outdoors.
Well, in
Nothing else to do.
good standings, we got our professional bass fishing back, but I've been too busy to follow that this weekend.
Well,
But
that
that's
sucks. I
good.
was
That's
counting on you
good.
to. I was counting on you to keep me up to date with what's going on, because I have not got a chance to watch any of it.
All I'm seeing is
So
Jordan.
if anybody knows, let us know in the comments.
All I'm seeing is Jordan Lee took a pretty big title. So, but that's MLF. I don't really follow MLF, but
Yeah,
things make its way around social media.
yeah. Joe over in
Um,
the comments said next weekend for us, and then yeah, because we're still down a launch on St. Clair. So
Joe's a good guy. Gives me hell
oh yeah,
sometimes, but he's a good guy.
he likes his nitro just like you do. So
Nitro siblings. That's why he gives me a hard time.
I randomly, hey, anybody interested in my boat? 28K 2017 150 on it. Just threw it out there to see what happened. Had like 6 messages. No one totally bit yet. So
No,
if
it's a
I
mate.
sell it, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I kind of have an idea what I'm going to do, but I don't know if it's going to happen fast.
Would
But we'll
you
see.
would you stay with Ranger or go a different brand?
Oh, we're going to keep that on the wraps, buddy.
I think I got an idea. If
Oh,
you can, if you can
you
make it
already
happen, it's
know.
happening. If you can make it happen, it's happening.
I'm pretty sure we've had this conversation about possible next boat before with me. So if that deal happens, oh yeah, I will be happy. So Dan says, or Joe says hi to Dan. Dan says hi to Joe. Our chat right now, just engaging. So, anyways, back to the COVID thing. So, with everybody fishing, the bait shops have been insanely busy all over the country here in the U.S. How's it been over on your side of the pond?
Shore fishing never really slowed down. But of course, with boat launches closed for such a lengthy amount of time, our shore spots became that much more congested. And I don't really think it's something our provincial government really batted an eye to. Because I mean, we just got our boat launches back last month for a great portion of everything. Shore spots were congested where I'm from in Windsor. They're limited. I know in Windsor the police were doing a fine job, but they were only enforcing the social distancing part, and obviously the requirements are 6 foot apart from one another. Um, yeah, 6 feet isn't really a lot of distance. I know I was
Nope.
stopped by an officer in LaSalle, which is a township right after Windsor, going over to the south side of where I live. And that cop actually told me that I was getting kicked out. One, it was private property. Go figure. Secondly, because we were still in a state of emergency, fishing was prohibited in LaSalle. So there have been certain areas in Ontario where it has been illegal to fish, and almost provincial wide boat ramps have been closed. So it's been absolutely hectic. I mean, springtime fishing, everybody's using bait still. So
Yeah.
I really don't think that unless your tackle shop wasn't carrying minnows or night crawlers there, they were really having a problem. The only thing that may have set them back was not being an essential business, if you will. And I know that a lot of places were able to find the loophole in doing curbside pickup. But even so, when you got to go in, you gotta supply your tackle and whatnot, get certain size weights, and you don't know what they have. The tackle shop, which is a pile of crap and a hole in the wall, they don't necessarily know what you're looking for. It just becomes a huge shit show. And but thankfully, we're all back. I do believe Bass Pro and all that, as far as big box stores go, they're back open. So it's
What's
it's
the
it's been an
what about
absolute
that?
mess.
What about the one you got in your shirt there?
CanadianTackleStore.com.
Yeah.
That's one of the companies I work alongside with. They're an online store only, and from what I hear, he has done extremely well through COVID. Um, Sebastian, my buddy, he owns this online tackle store. He's up in Simcoe, so even through ice season and especially here throughout the spring, he was selling quite a lot of stuff. And I mean, despite from what else he sells, he's a pretty big retailer of dual realis as well. So I mean, he's able to carry all the new baits, the new booster wake, 3.5 inch swim bait there. He's now supplying the 5 inch, but yeah, no, he's done extremely well through all this COVID. I think online has been where it's at, unfortunately, for a lot of tackle stores, for a lot of businesses in
Yeah.
general. So I think he made the right choice doing an online store, but you know, a lot of local storefronts have really bit the bullet, man.
Yeah. I know like a lot of my customers don't are not necessarily big enough to really have an online presence that makes sense for them to invest the money into building a website. But I know a few that were savvy enough that, sold firearms and stuff like that they could deem to be open because they were deemed essential because yay, Second Amendment. Um, they had to take orders over the phone and through Facebook, and if the customer wasn't really familiar with what they normally carry, made it very time consuming
Right.
for them to even do business. And some of them slowed down so much that it wasn't even worth keeping the doors open, so they ended up closing. So I ended up having, at one point only 10 customers open in the entire state that
Yeah.
I took care of, and that is a lot of stores closed. So the month of April, I was like dooming and glooming, like, what am I gonna do? I went out and did a lot of fishing because there's nothing else to do, and then she took the boats away towards the end of the month. But
That lasted
it
for like a
just was
week though, eh?
not 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks, dude. She got so much flack for that because she didn't just piss off the conservative outdoorsmen. She pissed off the liberals that own a pontoon boat that wanted to go spend time on their boat with their family, and the douchebag pretty boy on
Wow.
a jet ski that buzzes everybody. Like she
Wow.
pissed off everybody with that one. Like
Jeez.
Michigan is number 2 in the country last time I read in boat registrations.
I
And
can
keep in
I
mind, you don't have to register canoes and kayaks unless they're for a livery service or they have a motor on it. So how many of those small watercrafts are floating around, in the state of Michigan? It's insane the amount of vessels we have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a huge business,
So
absolutely.
California is the only one that beats us. So I know people are getting chased off of the Canadian side over there. Are you seeing people get chased from the US side back to the Canadian side when you've been out?
I've only
Chasing
been
the pike with the girlfriend?
I've only been I've only been bass fishing on your side the one weekend. That was Memorial Day weekend, and then I heard that there were a lot of boats being, turned back and stopped. So it just really wasn't worth my time here. I've just gone out scouting a couple times, prepping up for this season, but really saving my fuel here. I do want to maybe spend next weekend perch fishing, try some deep holes out on Lake St. Clair, but I wouldn't mind doing some perch fishing. By the way, my girlfriend, yeah, I finally found somebody to like me. So
I
I'm
like you. I like you. I just don't swing that way.
so I'm dating this girl, and I showed up at her house yesterday. She got me this gift.
Oh, what does it say? You are the best fisherman. Nobody better at fishing than you. All the other fishermen are total disaster. Ask anyone They all know. Everyone agrees. Believe me. And just so everybody knows that can't see this, is listening to it on the podcast. It's Trump pointing at him. It's awesome.
So happy birthday to your president going into tomorrow.
Oh, is it his birthday?
It
Dude, that's
is.
how out of it I am. I'm
It
like,
is.
whatever. I'm just going about my life and
I just seen it on Facebook too, so I was like, hey, happy birthday, big guy.
about the only thing I did was read up on the Chaz and see what's going on. It sounds like a whole bunch of adults LARPing as revolutionaries. If you don't know what LARPing is, it's live action role play. It's essentially
Never heard
those
that
kids in the essentially those kids in the played Magic, Pokemon cards, turning it into real life. Like they're doing Dragon Ball Z and just they got like foam swords and hey, whatever you do for fun, I didn't care less as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. But I will give them credit. At least it's an active activity, so there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's just stuff that we did when we were under your age of 10 years old.
Right?
That's all. I'm good. But hey, more power to you. Everybody's a kid at heart in some way, some shape, right? Us, it's fishing. You can't stop fishing. So,
speaking of businesses and COVID, a big company that went downhill recently is Evinrude. How do you feel about that one?
dude. All right, I'll lay it out there. I was debating if we're going to talk about this, but I will talk about this. I don't think it happened for the reason they said it did.
Right.
I think this was Mercury strong arming Evinrude in a weakened state because they own a couple boat brands and they wanted Mercury's as an option because Mercury does sell the most motors.
Right.
Still out there for outboards, and they have the power. They also own Land and Sea, which is a marine distributor. They own Quicksilver. They're a massive company. I believe Brunswick's their parent company, so there's bowling balls and all kinds of other things too.
Oh wow!
So they're not a little company. They're much bigger than BRP, and their two boat brands needed motors, and you can't sell everybody Evinrudes because everybody likes to have choices. And the industry as a whole, from my understanding, has always been fighting this out. Everybody, the guys that want Rangers and so forth, want outboard choice. They want to choose an Evinrude, a Suzuki, the one that starts with a T, which is just now starting to pop up, that Chinese guy or Chinese motor, and then Mercury. Well, Mercury didn't want boat choices, so they would sign contracts with companies that they would be the exclusive motor for their boats. And I think what happened, I might be totally off my rocker on this, but I think Mercury finally found a way to strong arm BRP and said, if you want our motors on your boats, you need to stop selling motors. And they were so weak, and with BRP's UTV and ATV divisions doing so well, they probably said, you know what, this fight's not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
And just let it be. I don't think there's a bad outboard out there on the market. Everybody will get a bad one from time to time.
Yeah.
But they're all really, really good. Evinrude was the last. Was bound to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Either by what I described, what I think happened, or just the EPA just saying no more two-stroke because we're burning too much oil, which they've sip oil. So I was looking forward to possibly getting a G2 on my next vessel.
They don't really have a huge motor line to begin with, eh? Like they have their they have their E-Tex and then their HO or HQ, whatever it is, and that's pretty much it to my understanding. They don't deal with 4-stroke or anything; it's all 2-stroke. But I do love that winterization of an E-Tech, though. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But we got a couple good questions already, man.
Do we read them off? What do we got?
We got, well, let's see here.
Jan got chased off the cow pasture, which was bound to happen.
Joe's talking about if Canada doesn't make it available for us to come over, it's going to make tournament fishing very interesting. U.S. waters only. That will change things big time, and it will. And I've got a lot of Canadians stressed out about the FLW and the BFL. I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on with that, but
Well, I tell you what, if it stays closed all year, I want a refund for my last year, my 3-year license.
yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
travel to the country. I couldn't even cross the border and fish. I want my 80 something dollars back or whatever it is.
I,
Like,
w-
seriously, what's going to happen?
I want my 100 plus back for just the 1 year.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I kind of like that. But I was actually talking with my buddy Rick the other day about like Tuesday night and Thursday night tournaments. This might be a blessing that you can't go to Canada
It's always a
because
blessing you can't come over here, but at least cross on the waters while
no, but
that.
no, this is why it could be a blessing that guys can't go to Canada. It will force people's hands to really learn the U.S. side better
Yeah,
and not run to those easy fish on the Canadian side that
yeah.
don't have the pressure. But two, it will level the playing field to the guy that's in the 16-foot bass boat or that
Hmm.
deep V. You know, he doesn't feel like he's at such a disadvantage because all of us in our 150 and up bass boats are going across to the Bell Hump in this, you know, in August and July, or you know, Mitchell's Bay or some of the offshore stuff that's over there. You know,
Yeah,
so maybe it might even it a little bit. We might see people actually find fish in Anchor Bay again because they worked their butt off to find them. I think
yeah,
there's still fish there. The numbers are definitely low, but there's still fish there. So it could definitely make it an interesting dynamic. But with like BFLs, I would not want to have 200 boats stuck on the
hmm,
U.S. side at all because flooded with anglers. The St. Clair River is going to be flooded with anglers. And if only the lake's going, you're going to have 200 boats, plus your weekend fishermen, plus your boaters, your recreational boaters that are in full force out there. Like it's a Memorial weekend every weekend out there. It's going to be a shit show. It really
yeah,
will.
yeah.
I don't want to say this, but I really think someone's going to get hurt if we get that congested on the U.S. side.
Oh, 100%, 100%. As far as we're concerned, I don't think any clubs, any tournaments are really running this year. Ontario, for the most part, they've canceled everything. So unless you're getting together with a few groups of guys there and putting something private on, nothing's happening over on this side.
Yeah. Well, I know Dan here in the comments made a comment about he went into a local store on Tuesday and said inventory is lousy right now.
Hmm.
Inventory country is lousy right now. It's not one store. And no, I'm not defending that store because I used to work there. But this is a statewide, national
Yeah.
shortage going on right now. The company that I work for now, our warehouse is shipping more than we can take in a week. So eventually, we're going to run out of product if this doesn't change.
Yeah.
Uh, the fishing industry has relied on overseas shipments so much for so long in a lot of areas, it's going to be tough. I know EOClaw is hurting on a terminal tackle side of things. It's really bad.
Oh, yeah.
Zebco Quantum, all of their close face reels, all those youth combos, and inexpensive hi puppy. We got a beagle bomb. Beagle bomb. Get down, buddy. So all those cheap combos, yeah. Like I was told the other day, like just this past week, yeah, they're sending stuff from POs back from April and March, but they're sending one item from every PO at a time. So you're
Jeez.
absolutely like you got a PO for like we'll say $100,000. You're getting a grand worth of product at a time.
Yeah,
Like how can you keep people supplied
for
if that's
sure.
happening? It's insane. And some of my customers are at the point now. It is what it is. They're just dealing with it. Others just can't comprehend the shortage. And then I told one guy, I said, look, what your shortage you're seeing here is happening in other industries right now.
Hmm.
If you like, we just had restaurants open back up here in Michigan, and as those restaurants open back up to let people dine in, there's things that are normally on their menu, like staples, that are not on their menu right now.
Yeah, yeah. Bro, I can't even get oatmeal at Tim
Through
Hortons
the
right
roof,
now.
or which who would thought you'd have a shortage of oatmeal because not a lot of people eat it, but they produce a crap ton of it in like Saskatchewan, don't they?
Yeah.
Like oats are a big deal up that way. Oats and
Yeah.
barley and peas and all that stuff. And you'd think to be plenty, but last year there was a crap ton of rain and flooding up that way, so they lost some crops.
Yeah.
Just like we lost here in Michigan and out west. We had massive wheat loss, we had massive corn loss, massive soybean loss. So we were bound to feel the effects of that and then put this food demand, which is hilarious because the only reason there's a food demand on certain things is because of processing factories need to be closed down.
Hmm.
And you're seeing the same thing in the fishing side of it. So you have Chinese producers, Korean producers, Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand. All these countries make a lot of fishing tackle all over the country. But but the United States relies heavily on China, Korea, uh, Nicaragua for a lot of fly tying stuff. So pre-made flies and dress jigs. So there's a huge shortage there.
Yeah.
And if this keeps up, I don't think we're gonna have tackle to sell in July.
What about like American made rods and stuff like that?
There really isn't any American-made rods, as people are finding out. There is some. You have G. Loomis, which are made up in Washington
Yep.
State. They were shut down
Hmm.
because Washington got hit the hardest with COVID first. And they just now got to where they were shipping stuff that was already produced. But what a lot of people don't realize is this is a lot of their guide wrapping to like wives and men that live at home. They wrap rods. They get the rods delivered, they wrap them, and then they send them back in. So that cottage industry letting them wrap their rods is gone. So now they're
Yeah.
relying totally on the factory. So production is going to be way down in those guys. I know TFO produces some stuff in the southwest part of the country. Um, they didn't get hit as hard. They do a lot of OEM stuff, but that's all high end stuff. It's not the price point that's needed right now is at $80 and under rod. That's where we're obliterated, and that's the overseas market. St. Croix, and out of Wisconsin, they had to shut down.
Yeah.
They had a lot of pre built stuff, but they're getting stressed and getting really low on inventory.
Yeah. I
Uh,
brought that up because I'm waiting for my spy bait rod, and they're
yeah,
just on
what'd you get
back
for
order
that?
right now. 7.6 Mojo Bass. Dave recommended me to that rod, so
There you go.
figured I'd try that out. Pair it up with a
Yeah,
Stratic.
that has to come from Wisconsin
Yeah.
to their Canadian warehouse, and then to either you directly or to your retailer, however you had it
Yeah.
being delivered. So you have a delay already before all this COVID and anything else going on, and then you have social unrest, in those main hubs in that Minnesota area because there's a lot of stuff. If it doesn't go straight to Chicago, it goes to Minneapolis and then comes out of there. Um, so depending on which way
Bless
it
you.
goes, that was the wife. Man,
I know.
that was loud. If you could hear that, wow. But you think about this. Either way, you had civil unrest because of. I'm not gonna say it's Black Lives Matter protesters because rioters and looters are one group of people, and the Black
Mhm.
Lives Matter people are other people. Um, but just that whole thing, what happened with George Floyd, and which is horrible.
Of
Just
course.
how it all went down. It just, dude, there's so many things working against the fishing industry right now, but at the same time, there's so many things working for it. At the same, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Like the retailers that have been killing it are loving it, but when you have conversations with their buyers, dude, they are at their wits' end, and I am so glad I'm not on that side of the table this year buying product for a retail store because it is be absolutely just mind numbing trying to keep track of who you ordered stuff from
Right.
and is it coming? Is it a month late? Is it 2 weeks late? Is it going to be 6 days? It's going to come on their truck, because like in Michigan we have local just like distributor wholesalers that deliver on their own vehicles. Then you have the regional big players, which are one of the companies I work for, and then you have a national player, two of them that ship heavily into Michigan. So one of them's Pittman Creek, one of them's Big Rock, and yeah, Big Rock had a warehouse go down in South Carolina because of COVID. They had an outbreak inside their warehouse. So if you had an order going there, you have a month wait, minimum a month wait before it even leaves.
All right.
So, I mean, it's just insane. And, at this point, most of the customers have kind of figured it out, but there's still some people that are very irritated. And I, I, I know part of that irritation is coming from the fact that a lot of customers just do not understand everything that's going on right now and just how bad it is for them. So, I
I still don't think COVID's real.
it to get better. Okay, so a couple COVID stories here for you. Okay, so you watch my Facebook page. You knew when I was sick back in January, early February, right?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, not doing hot, right? So I had 102 fever for 4 days straight, aches and pains throughout my body that I'd rather have broke my back and my sternum. Okay, it was painful.
Right.
If you look at the symptoms of COVID, I had literally all of them you can think of. Even lost my taste a little bit, which was one of those weird ones that a lot of people started to report that were able to recover but never had to go get hospitalized. That was the one that for some reason the taste went away, which it could be mucus on the tongue or something just blocking the receptors. So a day or two after I got sick, my dad comes down and gets sick. Well, I was working down at LCA because we had no ice. Well, I'm going to pick up some shifts down there because I'm home, because I'm not on the road as much. And we worked the same exact doors, the same days, same events, everything. Like, if you look at the incubation time, so we literally had the same people walking through. I have, because of the department I work at there, I have more contact with people, like direct contact with people, than he does. So he goes and gets a test, comes up positive. I go and get the test, comes up negative. I go get the antibody test, negative.
Makes no sense.
Makes no sense, right? So one of my customers, her husband works for Wayne County Sheriff's.
Okay.
He thinks the tests are so inaccurate you can't even use them.
Oh, 100%.
And he's been tested positive and negative within a 24-hour period. So how can you be positive and then immediately negative the next day?
The conspiracy side of me probably they probably like already pre-rig them for a positive and negative result.
I don't know, dude. You can't have a conspiracy with that many people involved. Okay, it is human nature that you're going to tell one person. If you tell 10 people, there's one person in there that will not hold your secret. Okay, guaranteed in life. So if you don't want people to know something, you just don't tell people that stuff. So it's interesting. I do think COVID is real. I think overreaction is a very big issue right now for many people. I really like the approach that Sweden took. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. Have you seen that at all?
They were very, I don't want to say lenient, but lenient, weren't they? They were really relaxed, if I remember correctly. Correct?
Well, it wasn't lax. Okay. So Sweden has about roughly 9.8 million people. Michigan has 10 million people. So we are essentially the same size country. And in a way, we're very similar because they have one or two really big metropolitan areas, just like we do. Well, we have three, but they have like two, and then the rest is fairly rural and woodsy, right? So what they did is if you are elderly or sick or have immunal issues or get sick easily, quarantine yourself away from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If you're young and healthy, don't have risk factors, go about your life, wash your hands a little more often, go get immune. Go catch it, get immune. If you get sick, you stay home, your whole family stays home to separate, just to slow And they're doing great the last time I looked with everything. And I always try to use this analogy with people. When you're looking at COVID or any virus or any disease, if you take two herds of cattle, okay, this is biology 101 that everybody should have learned in high school and middle school and probably some elementary schools that have better teachers. Okay, you give one cow a virus or a disease, but they free roam in a pasture. Okay, and you give the other herd one cow that's stuck in the side of a milking barn and never leaves that or a small little corral attached to it. Watch how fast the disease spreads from those cows that are in that milking barn versus the ones that are in the field. In fact, most of the ones in the field will probably because they have way more better nutrition, they have better health overall because they're out in the sun getting the extra vitamins and everything. Contact as rapidly with the disease, so they tend to probably be healthier. But then those ones in the pen, because they're a little more stressed and everything, they don't do as well when they get sick. So it goes through the herd, and it could potentially go through the whole herd really quick if it's a really pervasive disease. That's disease and virus 101. So if you look at the areas of even Canada, in the US, and anywhere else in the world, with the exception of China, I don't believe a damn thing China has said. That's another topic altogether. We're not going to go down that road. It's been beat worse than a dead horse by everybody. But if you look at it, it's the very densely populated areas of the country that were the most susceptible to it. Like when you look here in Michigan and you break it down by zip code within each county, you do see a very strong correlation. One thing they all have in common, and it's not race, it's not economics, it's how tight the houses are on each other and how tightly everybody lives on top of each other.
Yeah.
And in those communities that have very strong communal events, so in the on the north side of 696 where they had a pretty bad flare up before you go into the Bloomfield Hills Rich area where the housing is smaller and it's just across from Southfield, which is really tightly packed homes as well. You had the Jewish community that's really heavy there. Well, that's a very staunch Jewish community there. So they go to, what is it, temple? Is that what they call it? I can't. I feel bad now. I forgot what it was. If you know what it is, synagogue. Yeah. So their church. So they go on a regular. They're very, very strict. They go more often. And then on the Southfield side of 696, you have your blue collar Latinos that all live together. That a lot of them work in the auto industry, but because the way the auto industry has changed, the pay is not as good. But that's the healthier area for housing in Wayne County, where a bulk of people live. So from there down through into Taylor and Southgate and Allen Park, those are all dense communities all through there. It got hit really hard. Now here in Macomb County, where I'm at, St. Clair Shores and parts of Warren had, a big spike. Well, St. Clair Shores is a very Caucasian-based city, so it throws that race window right out, and that southern Bloomfield region throws that out. Yep. And then over in Grand Rapids, where their little hotspot was not a quote-unquote black neighborhood. It was a Caucasian neighborhood that had it. So that throws that whole. It was literally just the fact that people were so packed together that we had issues. So, and this is what has caused so much stress and strain on a lot of industries, and has basically formed only a handful of winners out of this. The fishing industry, firearms industry, the hardware stores, and the big box general stores like Walmart, Meijer. What do you have? Do you have one over on your side that's more of a normal? They have groceries and general goods.
Grocery stores have been open every single day to the general public. Pharmacists, of course. We've had our Walmarts here in Windsor. We have 2, and they've been open the entire time. But like hardware stores holding essential stuff that you might need to get through a pandemic and all that, they've been closed. We have a store here called Canadian Tire, and that just recently opened up within the last, I don't know, half a month or so.
So
Um,
Canadian Tire wasn't deemed essential
no,
by that makes no sense to me because that's literally they carry everything but food there, right? Like they
yeah,
carry some packaged food, so they're kind of like a Sears or a Menards without the lumberyard. It's like a Sears store. So they sell appliances, right?
they sell appliances. But yeah, I don't even know if their auto service garages were open during the time.
That
But
just is
it's
baffling.
yeah,
And it didn't make sense that you could have 1,000 people in a grocery store, but you couldn't have 5 people in a tackle store when they shut everybody down. It made no sense.
yeah,
So I hope that if a second round happens, which I hope doesn't happen, or tempered and easygoing, because if it is as knee jerky as the first time around, I think we're in a very very bad spot in the supply chain as a whole
yeah.
through groceries, hardware, hunting, fishing. We are in a very precarious spot right now, and most of the general public does not see it because the media doesn't want them to know about it.
Of course, of course.
You know,
It's
and
it's in the government's ball court and how they'll handle anything. A second wave is inevitable. Third wave is inevitable. Fourth, so on and so forth. If it's here to stay, obviously.
yeah,
So
it it just doesn't make sense. Why did we react this way? Well, we didn't react this way with SARS, MARS, bird flu, Hong Kong flu, and the Beijing whatever it was, the Beijing flu or cold that happened.
yeah,
And all of those were COVID or corona diseases
yeah,
and killed a lot of people in the United States, killed a lot of people all over the world. Yeah, this one did have a really good hard punch because it did lay dormant a little longer, from what they're saying. But in the end, if you're healthy, you're going to be fine
and they
for the
don't
most
promote
part.
that whatsoever. They haven't promoted anything health wise except cover your face and breathe your own breath in.
Yeah. So what about going out and making sure you get the nutrients you need to boost your immune system so your body
Yeah,
can fight this stuff? Well, no, we're going to talk about that. We're going to want everybody eating Doritos and
yeah,
processed foods
yeah,
so their immune system's weak. So when they do get sick, sucks to be you. You
absolutely.
know.
Nutrition stores have been deemed essential here, though, so that's good. It's just not many people have really taken advantage of that, though. All you need is your
I
vitamin D, bro.
vitamin C and
That's
D are the two of them.
that's it.
Yeah. Always have. Just the best thing to do for me. But it was funny when this all happened. Those sections in like Meijer and Walmart got wiped the hell out because people thought there's gonna be a food shortage. They weren't gonna
Hmm.
have food from nutrients, so let's get the pill. Well, the problem is to get your full 100%, you gotta take like 3 times what that dosage is in that bottle to actually get enough of those nutrients in your body for the day.
Yeah,
If you can't get them any other way, and if your body's not processing food, it's going to get worse. It can't process those pills because your system's just not working.
yeah.
So I don't know why so many people forgot biology 101 in science class. Maybe I'm just that weird kid that paid attention, unlike in English class. If you ever see me type and write, I'm dyslexic and throw on the fact I can give two shits about English. What's a pronoun again? I don't know. But it was I to me it seems very elementary biology would save you from being scared to the point that you could wig out. This is not Ebola where 50% of people that catch it die.
Yeah,
It's less than 0.5%.
yeah, yeah.
That's like the flu, the common cold. There's more people that die from eating fast food in a year
Hmm.
than that will. Granted, fast food takes a little while to kill you, but we're so worried about this, but there's so many other things that kill us at a faster rate that we seem like we're not worried about.
For sure,
So,
for sure. Fast food brings in money, though.
well, that's big business usually protects people. So, But anyway, let's get back on the fishing talk a little bit
Yes,
because
yes.
we went down the
We always do.
rabbit hole a little too far, and that's what I think.
Your listeners should know
Well, in
better
our
with me
private
on board
conversations,
now.
yeah, definitely.
when I'm on, it's
So,
like 30% fishing. But one
so
swole no. Oh, go ahead.
iCast is iCast is canceled.
They didn't even do the virtual one.
It hasn't happened yet. I guess each company's going to do their own thing. And I'm still waiting to hear what that is. I know Shimano just had their sales meeting for all their reps.
Yeah.
I heard some disturbing news. If you are a fan of the Stratic CI4, spend that Trump money. Go get it.
Why is it going up? A lot?
Going bye-bye.
Really?
And it was for a weird reason. Because people were getting it confused with the regular Stratic.
How do you mistaken a freaking red and black reel with another one?
That's silver. Yeah. I got a feeling that you will see it come back, but underneath a new name badge, like a brand new name badge that hasn't been used. I really think it's going to happen because it was too good of the reel was too damn good to get rid of.
Of course.
I think they're just gonna rename it, rebadge it, and bring it out.
That's stupid.
The Zodius is getting an overhaul.
Okay.
I don't know what. I heard that. I was hoping the Zodius didn't go away because that's one of my favorite spinning rods. I finally got a casting rod in it, and I like it. That CI4 reel seat is very cold to the touch in the cold months, so it's tough to fish in your hand all day because it's so freaking when it's that cold. So yeah, they got that going on with Shimano. Wow. There's a bunch of changes coming with Shimano. They did a bunch of overhauling on just updating rod series type stuff, and you know, I think the Corrado 70 is due for a facelift or a redo or just totally kill it, one of the two. I believe the SLX is getting a new addition to its family of reels.
Like what? Any idea?
I heard smaller.
Really?
Yeah. Which SLX is already a pretty small framed reel, so you know, going to like a 70 or a 90 size didn't really make sense to me because I think it's a 100 or 120 size spool on that, and it's already smaller framed reel.
Are they not going to get into spinning?
The SLX? I don't know if they're going to do a spinning SLX. I don't. Japan or Korea has an SLX spinning. If they do, I'm sure it's coming here eventually because that SLX line is a really important one for Shimano right now. Trying to get the introductory to the high school and college anglers and that weekend warrior tournament guy that can't afford, he can barely afford his boat, let alone put gear in it. We know plenty of those guys, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you one of them?
No, I'm stupid with my money.
So you're good, okay. But yeah, so there's that. I know 13 Fishing has done an awesome job. I actually got to handle these and feel them already. So their fishing rods are getting an overhaul from the Omens down. They have a kayak series of rods coming, which essentially they felt great. They have some lower price point rods, in that $49 to $79 range that feel like $100 rods. So I know 13 does have a little bit of some proving to do in their durability category. The last couple of years, they had a bad run with certain models of the Omens. Okay. The Omen 1 series, the Omen 2 did all right. I have the Omen. I think I have some Omen 3s, and I do like them. They feel pretty durable, but they're not durable like the Corrado rods. Like those Corrado rods. Did you have any? Did you ever get any of those?
I've got two. I like them. It honestly took a little bit to adjust to them because they're They're light
They're
and they're
fat,
soft to me. Yeah.
but they're fat in the handle. That's what ruins the
Yeah.
feel for me. Like on the spinning side of it, I hate their Corrado spinning rod because it's so fat in the handle. But the blanks are so durable.
Hmm.
The sensitivity for how durable they are great. Your components from your AAA cork you're getting on there, the guides they're using, those components alone, if you bought them on Mudhole, which is a
Yeah.
rod building site, and put that rod together, you couldn't afford the thread, the epoxy, or the blank with that dollar amount left. Like that rod, component wise, is one of the best spec I've seen from
Yeah.
any manufacturer
Yeah.
out there. It is amazing, and I love it. I wish more people would give it a fair shake. And no, not just in the store. Like, go out and fish with that rod. Pick one
Yeah.
up in your favorite, the rod you use the most. 610 medium heavy, or medium, 7.2, 7.1, whatever it is. Pick that up and just force yourself to fish with it. You will absolutely love that rod.
They're nice. They're nice. That's
My,
what I
my
that
wife literally stepped on them and didn't damage them. She had no idea she stepped on them until we looked at the video, and I just gave her the stink eye for that. She stared back at me with the the old middle finger up. But yeah, so literally, she stepped in those rods, landed a hell of a largemouth, by the way, and did no damage.
nice.
Granted, she was stepped on a guide, she probably would have did some damage to the guide for sure, but probably a little bit to the blank. But it did absolutely nothing to it.
Yeah.
I
And
can't say that about some other brands where I broke them just by leaning on them slightly with my arm when I'm laying in a fish, and it's flat, like the flat part of your arm. I've damaged rods, and it's like, yeah, I can't have you in the boat if that's the case.
their Corrado replaced the Crucial line of rods, if you remember those. And the Crucials were fantastic rods, but they
Well,
were so fragile. I've broken like three.
yeah,
And
the a little less though too. They were 129, 139
oh,
as a starting point, if I remember right.
they were pricey. I believe they were like one dealing in Canada. They were 170 plus, if I
So
remember
yeah,
correctly.
that'd be 129,
Yeah.
139 over here.
What are the
Where
what's the Corrado in the US?
let me pull up Tackle Warehouse and see. I can't remember. I want to say it's like 160. I might be totally off on that. It might be the crucial price point, honestly.
Yeah, we're at about 190 Canadian for a Corrado rod, roughly.
Yeah, 169, 159. So yeah, so that would have been a little bit more. That's a higher price point than the crucial. Um, there was a rod that replaced the crucial, but it died quick.
I don't remember it then,
Yeah, it was like a one in
because
one.
I
It
know.
was a total JDM, like 4 or 5 models. Totally missed the mark. And then the Zodius came out and was perfect. It's a US JDM rod is what the Zodius is.
Speaking of JDM, you're a big Duo fan. Did you hear about the new Duo line of rods coming out?
No, I heard about some square bills. We have rods now?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I'm excited about that. I want to check it out.
Interesting.
Yes,
Well, I
I
saw
don't.
Swinside was on Benjamin Nowak's YouTube channel last night talking spy baiting.
Hmm.
And if you missed it, you can stay on this channel and hear much of what he talked about from our live stream. Just it was 4 hours long. So it was a long conversation. So if you ever have the time or you're driving lots of hours like I do, hop on Apple Podcast, Dietary, or Spotify, download that episode and just have your mind blown with fishing knowledge. If you're a tech
Yeah.
guy, if you're not a tech guy, you're a lot of it's gonna be over your head if you're not into that side of the fishing industry. So, but if you are, it'd be awesome. That'd be awesome for you to go check it out. So
But
Steve
yeah,
had night sweats for 2 weeks, so it sounds like he had the COVID. Stay away, Steve. Stay away.
probably had bad takeout food.
Yep. So
It was that
Noel,
it was
Noel
that
in the chat.
Uber Eats got him.
Yeah, DoorDash and all that good stuff. So Soul Noel, if I one Soul Noel, if I'm even
Yes.
pronouncing that right, needs advice on a good budget 25 to 3,000 size reel. So When you hear the term budget spinning reel, what price point do you think of?
What the best that I can
No,
comfortably
price
afford?
dot. What do you think? What, if you were saying budget? Because most people that use the word budget are
Hundred
not
dollars or
buying a
less.
$100 reel.
$100 or less.
I'm thinking 29 to 59.
Well,
That would be your quality budget reel price point.
I
So
also just said I'm stupid with my money, so 100 or less is a budget for me.
so to me, you have the Sienna from
Yeah.
Shimano. If you want a slower gear ratio, do the 3000. If you want a high speed, do the 2500. It's that simple. Um, in Daiwa, the Revros is amazing feeling reel for its price point. There's a few shops that's their best selling reel. The reason I don't get super excited about Daiwa, it's a personal feel choice. Daiwas feel amazing. I have no problem fishing with them. The Kagi is an amazing reel. It's a direct competitor with the CI4 Stratic at a 199 price point. It's not available to mass merchants. It's only available to independents here in the States. I'm not sure how it's sold in Canada or in Asia, but it's a carbon infused reel. But getting off track there with that because the Kagi is a really cool reel. But Shimano's feel like they're a little bit tighter. They don't they don't have that loose fluid feeling that Daiwas have, but they Shimano's feel smooth but a little bit tighter feeling. You know what I mean? Like it's not tight in a bad way. It's just like it fits like a glove.
Hmm.
Where Daiwas they still fit like a glove. They just have like that zero resistance feeling to them, so there's not a lot of drag. And I just don't like that feel because I get reeling too fast from that extra, that thicker feeling.
So you got a little bit more control with your Shimano's
Yeah, and
in preference.
it doesn't hurt that Shimano was the very first brand reel that I never had fail on me as a
Yeah.
kid. Was a Shimano FX. I actually had it on the right here.
Yeah.
FX 200. This is my very first reel I ever purchased. There's a like a date stamp on this. It's a X4 or XA. I looked it up. I believe it was 1997 or 99 it was manufactured. And I was telling the Shimano rep, I said, look, dude, I was supporting you even back when I was a teenager. And he goes, dude, I sold that to the store that you bought it from. Because I told him where I bought it from and everything. He's like, to a T, I sold this to them. So you're the reason why I sold it in that course. So it's pretty cool.
You
You know,
showed that
and
you showed that bad boy on the last time I was on.
it's a very sentimental reel to me. Like
Oh, for sure.
that reel introduced me to smallmouth bass.
Nice.
Okay. When I was in junior high, going into freshman year, that's when I really got into bass fishing. Like instead of chasing bluegill and crappie and yellow perch and walleye on Erie, um, there was a river about 2-3 miles away from my house that I could ride through a neighborhood and get to on a bike, and ran into what a smallmouth was and rock bass and northern pike and waded that river. My parents didn't have to worry about me in high school, okay?
All right.
Because if they didn't know where I was in the river frickin' fishing. So I could have got away with a lot of crap back then, but I never did.
You're a peach, Justin.
I'm a peach.
But yeah, no
I
Sienna.
spent so much time in the river with that reel.
Sienna
Sienna's an
hands
awesome one from Shimano.
hands down, it's awesome.
Um, the Next Av or Next Age, however you want to pronounce it, is a solid reel. That 49 to 59 price point as well. Um,
Sedonas are
Fluger
good.
Presidents, Fluger Presidents. Sedona needs a. I think the ones up below it have passed it up. So
Say that again.
I think the reels that are in the lower price point from the Sedona have passed it up.
Okay.
So it needs an update, and that's the problem with like Shimano's is they're out of sync on their updates a little bit right now. So it used to almost be like the Stratic technology went down to the Symmetry lineup, and then the next update it went down to Sahara. Basically, just kept cycling down, and as they were trying to hit price points, they would take a feature or two off here and there. So, but the Dio Revros, is it Sweet Fire? If you want a trigger reel, the Regal, any of the Regals are solid reels. Fluger President, I sell an absolute ton of them. I will not personally endorse them. I have a very bad love-hate thing with them, unfortunately. Just too much bad stuff back when I worked in my Cabela retail days that have totally turned me off of that brand.
Right.
I jumped ship on Quantum long before KVD did, so I'm just going to put that out there. I jumped ship on Quantum a long time ago. And I will say this, the only reason why I even tried a Quantum was Kevin.
Quantum was my first fishing combo since I started up again 8 years or so ago. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally just, yeah.
Medium, heavy.
Quantum and me were just... I had some Quantum energy reels that just sucked big time. Like, bad. And that was my first high-end reel. And I'm like, screw this. I'm going back to my Gator back and FX reel. It took me a while to want to spend money to get on equipment after that.
I've never liked Quantum personally.
Yeah. So
I've had a couple of their rods. They were KVD glass line rods, and I thought they were a hunk of crap, to be completely honest. But that's me.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to talk about tonight, like those square bills?
Yeah, we definitely can. They look awesome, dude. They've got to stop teasing us with so much cool stuff.
You look antsy over there. You doing okay?
Yeah, I gotta pee.
You gotta pee?
I gotta pee.
Go pee. Go pee. Go pee. Rick wanted me to share with everybody a quick little message. So if you haven't seen at the bottom there, go pee, dude, so I can get us all the way.
I'm looking at.
Show me.
I'm looking at square bills though.
Oh, I'll pull it up when you come back. We'll talk about it. Yeah. Square bills from Duo. Okay. I can't wait for those. But anyways, go pee. Go pee.
BRB.
So Rick from Monster Bass wanted me to just kind of throw this out there for you guys. If you've been reading down the bottom of the scroll, for those of you that are listening on the podcast, you haven't been able to see this. If you head over to monsterbass.com and you subscribe for the box and you get a 3-month subscription and you use code B3G1 for free. If you don't know what Monster Bass is, well, I'll let Rick tell you himself.
Do you want to catch bigger bass this year? If so, get Monster Bass. It's the only fishing subscription box company that handpicks the baits based upon the area of the country where you live and fish. So if you want to get a box delivered to your door every month with the best brands like Booyah, Live Target, River to Sea, Z-Man, don't accept substitutes. Go with the best. Monster Bass. We'll ship you everything you need. We'll show you how to use it and help you crush your personal best this year. Join now.
So that was Rick from Monster Bass. I did have him here on the show not too long ago. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out on the channel. If you're watching here on YouTube or on Facebook, I have it as well, or anywhere you're watching it on podcast services. Definitely check that out. While we're waiting for Phil to come back, some new baits. Leave some comments in the chat section. If you got any questions, stuff you want to ask, advice on fishing Lake St. Clair right now, I will do my best. We'll get caught up in the chat window here too as well while we're waiting for Phil to get done doing his pee break. So, let's see. What do we got here? So Steve said he had to do online order, curbside pickup for 2 packs of snaps. Yeah, dude, that had to have been annoying to literally have to buy a couple packages of snaps and go through a whole rigmarole online just to do it. you know, um, Steve, you know more than generals. Awesome. I'm sure you're talking about Trump in that one, though. Yeah, the Evinrude is definitely still going to service those G2s. Still offer nice, but I'm sure that might change down the road as well. But at least they're doing that for everybody. Um, yeah. What else we got in the chat here? There's still good service motors. Steve's making an order on Tackle Warehouse, waiting 3 weeks. Dude, that might just be shipping alone. Could be 3 weeks from the west side of the country right now. I just got a new chair. So when I'm on the road working, I usually like to camp out in the back of my truck. And I got a new camping chair because I wanted something a lot smaller that I could throw in there. And that took almost a month to get from California, just to get here. So that was just insane how long that took to get here. So, yeah, I was not happy with that one. Deep cabbage beds. So.
Yeah, and so guys kind of get into that takes way too long. But I tell them, I want you to do me a favor, especially if they're fishing with me. And I have guys.
Got a little swim. Haven't checked out Swinside's live stream with me. Definitely need to check that out, guys. It's about 4 hours long. Had a massively long, great conversation with David from Duo Realis. Guy is a wealth of information. Just sit back, take it in. Just tons and tons of things. What are you eating? Oh, hold on. You're muted. Now you're not. I just see out of the corner of my eyes. For those of you that can't see this, I just saw a sausage in his mouth just going in and out before he bit on it. I swear. Does your girlfriend know you do this with meat and casings?
She joins in.
Wow.
She's watching this, by the way.
Is she?
Yeah.
Hi, Phil's girlfriend. Welcome to the live stream. We should, so we can discuss what it's like fishing with you, because she has fished with you a few times lately.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you think she's up for it? We'll get a triple box going.
she's a sweetheart. Snags a lot. Yeah. I just had to replace a spool of line.
Oh, I gotta pull this up. This is awesome. Or how about you tell the story? I'll let you tell the story, Phil.
Go ahead. Pull up the screen caps there.
I gotta find it. It's on your personal page, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can pull it up. It's all good.
What is Marco Foods, by the way?
Macro Foods?
Whatever. What is that?
It's really good stuff. They have pre-made meals, and I'm all about nutrition right now. That's what's kept me COVID free since all this bullcrap began. I love my supplements. I love my healthy food. I love my sausage. Okay, let's go. Let's go with this first.
So first off, you have to tell the backstory a little bit, because I don't even know what image this is. If it's the right one or not.
So
the right one? Am I on the right one?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, that's the first one. Okay.
So she's a country girl. She loves to fish, but she loves that relaxed hook, line, and sinker, night crawler way of fishing. So we got together with a couple buddies, and we took her out as well. We went and targeted some catfish. And we went to this area on the Thames River in Ontario here. Cast after cast. Poor girl kept snagging. We lost maybe about close to a dozen hooks and sinkers.
Yeah.
She ended up
in these times of shortages.
Luckily those hooks and sinkers came from China, so they were disposable, if you will. But she didn't like the leader that I had tied on, so she thought she'd be a professional and take the leader off and just go straight braided line. And kept snagging, bless her heart. And I ended up going in my garage the other day just to get some bass rods rigged up and whatnot, and I looked at a reel, and I literally had like the first quarter of the spool just like completely gone due to due to lost
So
line from snag. So
So a quarter spool of braid missing, which is not cheap, not counting the terminal. So you sent her a series of text messages and she responded back. So give the people a play-by-play if you want to imitate voices.
okay. So I'm on my phone.
Funny. Make it funny. I know you have it in you.
and mind you, she's like got the best sense of humor I've ever met, and a woman, let alone a person, before. I'm not just saying that because she's watching, but she's just awesome. So
no, you're saying it because she's watching. Because
I was already in the doghouse, as you guys will see. So we're texting. She's going through some stuff that day, and me being the prankster I am, text her. I was like, babe, I have something to tell you. I was like, real talk, all right? She's like, don't say that. And don't say what? Real talk? Like, I've been saying that since I was yay high.
Real talk is a scary thing.
I don't know what you just said makes me nervous, laughing my ass off. If it's going to make me cry, tell me later. I'm busy. And she was busy. Like I said, she was dealing with some crap that day. I'm like, well, it might make you cry, but it has to be said, sorry for what you're going through right now, but this is serious. First off, I'll start out by saying, I do love you, but, and she had to take a phone call at that point. That's the last thing that she's seen. And she came back to this. So already her heart's going, all right, because I love you, but. So anyway, she takes her phone call, comes back and reads this. In the time we've been fishing, you've gotten so many snags that I lost more than a quarter spool of braided line off my reel. I'm going to have to replace all of it, which is going to be roughly about $25 plus tax. We need to teach you how not to snag, but I am patient. All right, I'm a patient man. You're such an effing asshole. I'm like, babe, this is serious.
Redacted part of the conversation. We have no idea what happened there. But
continue. That was a phone call she took. But anyways, that was the last thing I read, you effing dick. Way to give somebody a effing panic attack. I'm like, babe, fishing line is money. And I did say I loved you before I told you. I love you, but
yes.
And love you. That but makes everything obsolete. Excuse me while I get my resting heart rate back. And this is not something you want to tell a girl or a woman. See, babe, I helped you burn calories. So already I'm double killing myself. We're over. We're over. For how long?
Finger emoji. Finger emoji. Finger emoji.
We're over. F you. For how long, though? 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, let me know when you love me again, okay? I look forward to your return. Gives me some time. Okay, I'm good. Welcome back, Squirt.
The conversation that he shared with the world, which I thought was freaking hilarious. The comment section was even better on that. We are not going to go there and show that because we have children watching. It was awesome. Fill in the blanks however you see fit with that one. So duo. We got
Anyway, sorry. Macro Foods. You asked some Macro Foods. It's all pre-made stuff, and they've got a whole line of like different nutritious dishes, like chicken, shrimp, steak, and stuff like that. Food that you guys like, that people like to enjoy. So, say you're starting a diet or something, and you got kind of picky taste buds, you can go there. They've got a whole line of different foods that you already love, but you look at all the nutrition values. They're really low calories. They're extremely low fat, and they're high contents of protein, and they're healthy amounts of carbs as well. So I went there for the first time today, spent about $70. I'm good for the week. And gonna add that into my dieting.
So I'm gonna pop this up. I have to go when I'm allowed to travel back to Canada, dude. I want to go have McDonald's that doesn't make me sick, because you can eat McDonald's in Canada and not be sick an hour later. Go, why did I make that decision? Like, have you ever ate McDonald's on this side of the border?
Yeah, it's not bad. It doesn't affect me. I promise you, it does not affect me.
they allow our meat to be steam bathed in bleach. Okay, tell me that is not a good thing. That it's not all getting out of that meat. Okay, no matter what they say. So
No.
that just makes you feel just lethargic, just disgusting. Because I can eat a 1 pound freaking homemade hamburger and feel amazing after it. Go to McDonald's and have a 89-cent hamburger that 1/16 of a pound, and it feels like I had just ingested something to kill me over here. Totally different freaking quality of meat. And then we're not even gonna get started on the freaking McNuggets and the pink slime.
Is that stuff
Your guys'
legit,
food over
though?
there tastes way better, dude. It is. I'm telling you, it's real. It's so fucked up.
What about
allow that over here?
What about like your we're going down the rabbit hole with food again, aren't we? Eh? Okay, we'll spend a couple minutes on this, and then we're gonna go back to Duo Realis. But what about like Wendy's?
Wendy's is amazing.
Okay, so it's good over there too, eh?
Yeah. So they just started serving breakfast.
Really? Good old Dave Thomas.
So, a long time ago, Tim Hortons, Timmy, had the greatest hash browns in the world. And then to not be motherfucking McDonald's. They taste like crap. Okay, Timmy, bring back your old hash browns. It's my plea to you. Okay? But our girl, Wendy, she paid attention to us and wanted that hash brown back. And she made potato wedges that taste just like those hash browns.
Nice.
So, think Rally's fries, KFC wedges, and the Timmy's hash brown had a baby together. If we could have a three-way baby. In a tiny little potato chip wedge.
Oh, that sounds glorious.
Dude, I want that instead of French fries when I go there now. They're that good.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they have this maple bacon fried chicken sandwich with honey butter on a croissant bun.
We ain't got none of that.
Good. Dude, number one breakfast menu Wendy's. Number one meal. This is my fact coming out. So last week I had some for the first time in like a long time because I've been on this kick, by the way. I am down like 18 pounds since COVID.
Nice.
Not doing any real exercising. Cut way back on pop. Focus, made sure I get plenty of sleep, and just adjust how much of the bad stuff I'm eating. That's all I've done.
Yeah.
So like instant mashed potatoes, I'm eating more potatoes and less fried stuff.
Yeah.
So when I have pizza, I'm only having 2 slices instead of half of a pizza.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're making Steve hungry. It is dinner time, dude. I started this podcast out eating, okay? Look at him. He's eating his freaking hot link. Getting his hot link going. You should be eating spring rolls. Come on. Where's your actual food, buddy?
Wow. Wow. By the way,
Come on.
Kate messaged me. She just seen that last bit about the text message. LMAO.
Yeah.
OMG. Ha ha ha. You're such a tool.
Me or you?
Me.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So, yeah, Wendy's breakfast definitely I recommend.
Right on.
I do want to talk about these because when I had Swinside on, he showed the eyeballs and part of the bill. And I asked him, is this a square bill? He goes, you have to wait and see. I'm like, come on, really? And like 2 weeks later, he starts posting pictures of the square bill.
Nice looking babe.
So I am digging the overall shape. It's a little bit, it looks like it's a little bit narrower and a little bit like
Wider.
deeper belly on it.
Yeah.
Like the belly's just a little bit deeper, but it tapers more at the belly. You see what I'm saying? Like it has that more of like a shad wrap profile more than that textbook square bill profile. You know what I mean? Like that Strike King 2.5 or whatever.
Well, that's what I have here. These are square bills that have worked for me in the past. I just broke the bill off this one, so it's hanging up. But in comparison,
Is that a 2.5?
yeah. Ow.
Yeah. You
So
got good hooks. You must have replaced them.
no,
So
they're
I'm looking forward to seeing these in person. Oh, there's an Apex.
yeah. I had some fun with that bait this spring when I came over to Michigan.
It's a good bait.
That was a nice fishing bait.
I do like that you have a lipless for every day, so to speak. So here's the other one. Have you heard about this? We're gonna change gears a bit. This is some new tackle talk. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Right on the freaking front page too. Close that one. I gotta start another one. Hold on 1 second. I don't have somebody working the controls like other big podcasters get. So look at that. You see? You see that? You see what just left the screen?
Was that a blade? Okay.
I have some of these in the boat right now.
Interesting.
It is the Rapala V blade. Look at that eyeball, dude. Look at that detail on that thing. So as you can see that seam line?
Yep.
This is an ABS plastic. But take a look at this. Look at that. Look at that. You have the rattle in there. You got the lead chamber.
Is that just a drawing?
That is the actual bait.
It is.
That's how they look in real life.
That's interesting.
So, I was so hoping that this would have been I knew about this bait a long time ago. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a little teaser of it. And they were not available in time. And then COVID happened. And it was supposed to be like a May 1st release. Well, for Minnesota and Wisconsin, that's not a big deal because the walleye guys. But I wanted that for St. Clair in that March, April time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a lipless bait, blade bait hybrid, very much in the same spirit of that vibe that Duo does. It's definitely more of a blade bait than a lipless, but if you've ever fished blade baits as a lipless, you know they work pretty dang good too in certain conditions. So, but that was pretty neat.
That's interesting.
That came out.
Yeah.
And then for you walleye anglers, I can't show you this. Let me turn the light on because I got a shadow going here. I can't show it, but you have brand new Husky Jerks coming out. Brand new colors of Husky Jerks. But what I can is show you a picture that you can't really see anything on. Because the brightness is way low. No, yeah, there we go. So, boom. That's all I can show.
What a tease.
Did you see that, Phil? Did you
I
see
did.
that?
I did.
Did you see that? I love this privacy screen because the buildup is... Oh. Wow, okay, we're losing our mind here tonight. But this is going to be really... Yeah, Steve, it is new to us. They did have it overseas last year. Europe usually gets it before us always. But these are deep diving Husky Jerks. They are Great Lakes walleye colors. Colors that people are very familiar with and are comfortable with running. They will be available, I hear, this fall. Fall crankbait for these walleye guys. You know, so you got that. Anything else new on the fishing tackle side that you're like excited about? Tell me more about these rods. Have you heard more about it?
No, I just seen a little.
Share any details?
I just seen a little teaser. I've been meaning to talk with David for like the last since you had him on. I've been back to work, so my time is kind of limited, as well as he's just freaking busier than shit as well every single day. So haven't really gotten a chance to shoot the breeze with him in a bit. Did talk to him last week, asking if I could call him and get some info on these new square bills. He said absolutely, and I completely forgot to do that. So I'm sorry, David, if you're watching. But yeah, no, I just seen a teaser pic of duo rods coming, so I'm stoked about that. Obviously,
Where'd
they're
you
made.
see the pic at? I'm looking on their international page right now.
Could have just been on a story.
Maybe it was. They got some sweet footage of how they add that prism tape to the baits.
Tetra Works React, the ultimate ultralight fishing rod. So there's one.
So it's the Tetra stuff. So that's gonna be the dual. That's their ultralight stuff. That's
It
their
is.
Philfish ultralight
It is,
stuff.
but let's see here.
Tetra
According to this one rod with the reel weighs 196 grams.
I just found it. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
Did
so
you?
I can see it. Yeah, I just found it.
What's that say?
It's all Japanese.
We'll read it.
I don't know how to read Japanese. If anybody's closer to know how to understand and read Japanese, it's you, buddy.
Shut up.
That is so mean. It's Phil. He's okay. He's okay. He's not hurt.
Yeah, I ain't no snowflake.
No, that Tetra Works stuff though is interesting because it's a lot of small lure stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I am thoroughly enthralled with fishing micro stuff, but people don't like that on YouTube and social media. Dude, look at these plastics. Look at those little beauties, man.
No.
Those would be so good for bluegill on a drop shot or a small little aspirin head. Which, speaking of aspirin head, that's what he's using. That's an aspirin head jig. That's a tiny one, like 1/100th of an ounce.
I thought you were gonna say I'm giving you a headache.
No, not today. Look at the cute little popper. Dude, their Tetra stuff is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Some of these shapes are kind of generic, to the ice market now. We've seen it in there kind of thing. Well, more pictures of rods. So I got a feeling these are not going to be like...
All I seen was a picture, and it could have been in their story, but it said duo rods coming. So
yeah, I don't think they're going to start out with bass stuff. I think this Tetra stuff is definitely an avenue that for Japan and Southeast Asia, it's a very big deal because of, shore fishing and chasing smaller fish and what they eat. I think it's a big deal. That looks like a rock bass, dude. Check that out. That is that actually looks like what they would call like a calico bass.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a bass. Kind of looks like that. Look at aspirin head jig. Look at that. That reminds me of a rock bass. That's awesome. It looks like there's some Tetra rods coming. So this Tetra thing is really cool. It's like a little techie, ultralight micro fishing deal. So, I mean, when you got to make a pair of pliers to hold your fish because it's so small.
So what are your plans? What are your plans for fishing coming up, if there are any?
I want to say I'm going to be doing tons of fishing this summer. I'm going to take the boat up north and drag it with me when I'm working and get a couple days in. I don't know, dude. I really don't know. If our supply chain stays healthy, I'm going to be extremely busy.
Right.
There's just no way around that. I should definitely put that light on because it's getting bright behind, but not in front of me. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. I have at least 2 more weeks of seeing every customer that I take care of over the next 2 weeks. I did like 15 or 1600 channel or 1600 miles or something like that.
Right.
In like 7 days, something stupid like that.
Wow.
So
is it local? Is the local stuff at least?
It's the whole lower peninsula of Michigan, man. And what was it, 2 Thursdays ago, I drove to Wisconsin and back and spent a couple hours at the warehouse taking care of some stuff and then came back.
Oh, wow.
So I definitely took advantage of the fact that I was there and got some more SLX XTs for the boat.
You love those things.
Dude, they are a solid reel.
Yeah.
For the money, you can't beat them. I am Colorado I. Hopefully tomorrow the guy will be able to pick it up. And then I have a Fenwick Techna, which is right here behind the pole for those that are watching at home. Just FYI, sorry guys, sidetracked. Your face is sunburned. Yeah, I know. The wife's face is sunburned from the shooting range. So this is the Fenwick Techna. It's a $200 rod from them. And I fished it. I like the rod. It's just the butt section is literally 3 inches.
And what is that?
Too long. It's a 7-foot medium heavy.
Really?
It's a really nice rod. What Fenwick did on the Techna in the world-class rods is they're using this new resin called PowerFlex. Is it on here still? Yeah, Power Lux. So this is Power Lux 300. It's essentially the resin is replaced with this. It reduces the weight. It increases the strength by like 30 or 40%. So I want to say this rod is stronger than an E6X in load testing. And Loomis's are very strong rods.
What were you? Oh, that's a casting, eh?
Yeah, it's got a soft touch reel seat on it, so it's really nice. It's not a very thick reel or handle, which I like. So for like the SLX or the Corrado, it fits really nice in your hand. It basically, you can wrap your hand around the rod and the reel nicely. I like the hook keeper on there. It's got like a little like a hole cut out on, and then it's like the little Dropshot snap style one. It's a solid rod. I can't say anything negative about it other than the butt section is just too long for my rod. I don't like them that long. And I keep forgetting that, and I don't know why I keep buying rods that are like that, and I turn around and sell them to guys. At a crazy discount. It's a $200 retail rod.
Right.
And $125 is all I want for it. So if anybody's listening to this that's local to me, hit me up in my DMs. We can meet up. And
slide in the DMs.
Slide in my DMs. And the rod and I'll hook you up with a good rod there. That fall didn't do anything; it just fell down. So it fell onto a soft thing called a backpack. So, but yeah,
nice.
I just realized you can see my ammo supply and my SLX supply that I just got over my shoulder there.
Strong. But yeah, I'm gonna get out, do some more graphing.
Some of the ammo supply. So those.
Some.
What graphs did you get your hummingbirds back?
I did. I tried to do a software update via the phone app, Fish Smart phone app. It's not so smart. It toasted 2 of my Helix units. Had to send them to Humminbird from Canada to Eufaula, Alabama, and they actually had such a quick turnaround rate. I had those graphs back in like 2 weeks.
Are they the same graphs with the waypoints and everything, or did they just give you new ones?
No, they're the same graphs.
Okay.
Same graphs. But, yeah, no, they took care of me really, really quick. They warrantied everything, including the shipping, which was nice, so.
Well, it was their software that fucked up, so.
Yeah, but they warn you right off the bat that that's not covered under warranty if, like, something happens. But the graphs were still in the warranty time frame. I told them exactly what happened. I did everything right. But never using that Bluetooth thing again and going back to chips.
Put on a card and
yeah.
Who is that down in the comments telling you to take a sticker off the hat?
Don't pay attention to him. He's got COVID.
He's got COVID. Think it's a buddy of yours?
Unfortunately. This guy, I went and had some drinks with him yesterday. He is a huge fan of whiskey. Like, he'll drink whiskey like it's water. But it was like pulling teeth with him to try and get him to take a shot. It was the most embarrassing thing to see a whiskey drinker ever do.
Yeah.
Shame on him. Pathetic.
Speaking of alcohol,
I'm not drinking any tonight.
well, the wife came across something in our local Meijer.
Uh-oh.
It's called a fruit scotto.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, it's by Barefoot Wine Company. Okay. I'm not a wine drinker.
You are now.
These are flippin' delicious. So, you would think they'd be very sweet and fruity, and they are, but not like Smirnoff sour your stomach when you're drunk sweetness. But it's like drinking a light beer, but with 2 times the alcohol. It's amazing.
Really?
Yeah, so if you got a bottle of the apple for your girl, chilled that, guaranteed she'd enjoy it. Guaranteed.
She does like beer.
I think she would like this. The strawberry and watermelon are good. The peach, not my thing. Not my thing. Have you ever heard of Dr. Squatch?
I have.
Do you know what Dr. Squatch is?
It's like men's soap and stuff, right?
It is geared towards men, but I want to throw this out there. Dr. Squatch, can you please sponsor me? I love your product. Sponsor me, buddy.
Isn't Ike and Ellie a huge fan of that Dr. Squatch stuff?
I have no idea. I'm trying to center it on it. So, part of my be healthier mantra is actually to use certain everyday products that doesn't cause cancer. So, a lot of your bar soap has stuff that's synthetic. It lowers your sperm count, which is fine when you're single, not so fine when you're trying to have a family. Well, future reference. But yeah, and it smells incredible. So if your girl's really, really pissed off at you, just go lather up in this and then give her a big old hug.
Don't they have
Instant
different? Don't they have different scents like bacon and all that too?
No, there's not
No?
bacon. No, there's no bacon. It would be so awesome. My dogs would never leave me alone if I smelled like bacon. Hold on. I'll pull it up. So this is Gold Moss Scrub, which is
Hey,
really good.
1 second, Justin. Sorry.
What is more important than... Look at this crap. What is this? Phil is abandoning us again. So, if anybody has an in at Dr. Squatch, hook a brother up. In. I would love some Dr. Squatch sent to me. Sponsorship on the channel. YouTube, whatever. It'd be amazing. I think Phil's back from being the a-hole that walks away. Phil's the a-hole that walked away again.
Sorry.
No excuses.
Dr. Squatch.
Dr. Squatch. So, pine tar smells amazing. Okay. But it leaves like a black residue in your tub that you have to rinse down, or it looks like just you were the filthiest thing in the world that went in there. But it's awesome. Smells so good, dude. The only one I haven't tried... Actually, no. I have a bunch on here I need to try. Holy crap. So... I've done pine tar, gold moss scrub I've done, cool shallow. Cedar citrus is probably my favorite, smell-wise. Deep sea goat milk. I'm going to try that. Rejuvenate and moisturize your skin with the nectar of the goats. Dude, I love their commercials. Then there's the Cold Brew Cleanse, a robust caffeine-infused bar for a cause. I just love this. Chris IPA. So if you want to smell like a drunk and be a drunk, get yourself some Chris IPA. The Bay rum smells delicious, by the way. I got the candle on that. It smells really good.
That sounds like it'd smell good.
Yeah. So they got the travel bag, which I think's adorably useless. Like, it's just like a burlap bag. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, burlap bag.
Yeah. The soap gripper.
That's pretty liberal, Justin.
Soap gripper. Tell me what this looks like to you, but for a bar.
You know exactly what that looks like.
I'll leave it at that. Use your imagination, kids. But yeah, the soap saver. So after a while, the soap gets built up on it because you let it sit there and it dries out on it.
Yeah.
I take that soap saver and actually scrub myself with it. And then the soap that's ingrained in the wood comes out and it's like this big lather bar, and it's freaking awesome.
So
this
you've
is a weird conversation we're having right now.
So you've actually like invested handsomely in this, have you?
Yeah. So Dr. Squash needs to sponsor me.
You shouldn't talk. You shouldn't talk shit about their burlap soap bag then.
I just think there could be a better product than that. That's all. This is how I operate. You know, I like your brand, but I'm going to tell you what I think is stupid at the same time.
Right.
For yourself. Their conditioner is amazing. Like, on the beard and everything, it's so good. Definitely a big fan of it.
Very nice.
So, there's my PSA for men's health. If you want to increase your sperm count, use Dr. Squatch. But also not risk cancer. Cancer's bad. So, yeah. What else can we talk about that's fishing related tonight? Because I feel like we're just tail spinning into the abyss. The weekend is kicking in.
How's musky fishing on your side?
I have no idea. Those prima donnas had the biggest freaking uproar.
I heard.
I caught that on Facebook.
I heard.
So, all right.
I heard.
First off, not all musky fishermen are prima donnas.
Yes, they
I don't
are.
want to offend them. I'm not going to get in a fight with some of these dudes, okay? They throw 1 pound. They throw 1 pound lures for a living, okay? I'm not getting in a fight with somebody that does that. They have good arm strength. I will give them credit for that. That's a feat and a half. But get over your freaking selves. It's a freaking beer league tournament with a bunch of rich guys that are okay with blowing $500 in fuel to drive all over the lake at 5 miles an hour or less. Okay? Somebody went over on the Canadian side of the border and caught some great fish, which is where they always do it anyways. If somebody didn't kick them out of the damn country, so fucking be it.
Yeah.
We can normally cross and fish with no issue again. Either way, really. As long as we don't make landfall. No one gives a shit. It's great. Yeah. Just fish, enjoy, go back home.
Wasn't even in the rule set now, was it? Boundaries, as far as I heard.
It said that the club was not going to change any of their rules for the event, but asked you to do your due diligence and do the right thing for yourself. So if you say do the right thing for yourself, that means if you think you shouldn't go over there because you think it's vastly illegal, and we both know how the ministry and the Coast Guard in Canada don't know their heads from their asses sometimes when Ottawa changes a rule, but yet they don't interpret the same way. There's no, like, on these quick rule changes, no one knows how to enforce it for 2-3 years. You know, it's annoying. So I guess they were over there. They caught the winning fish. There's a bunch of drama over it. The president of the club stepped down because of the drama.
I heard how he stepped down too, and it was the biggest crybaby bullcrap I've ever heard. Like 25 years and 25. Yeah, it was. You wouldn't see that from
on Facebook post.
You wouldn't see that from a bass guy.
Yeah, you will.
No, you wouldn't.
We have
Justin.
seen it.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, we have. No, I've seen it. No, I have seen it. I've wanted to do a couple of those. I'm just like, just not worth my time. Never mind. It's just not worth it. As mad as I am, it's just not worth it. It really isn't.
No.
So, Dirty Trucker Phil, no friends anymore. Oh, you lost your last friend, buddy.
I still
Your
got
last
you.
Canadian friend. Well,
I
I'm your U.S. friend. So when are you moving over here to the land of the free?
I really want to.
You know, we're gonna need truck drivers because they're doing a good job pissing them off. Eventually, we're gonna need everybody to come back and work. So we're gonna need truck drivers.
But
Come over here and drive trucks.
It's more dangerous for truck drivers right now over where you're from. They're getting yanked out of their trucks, beat.
You got 18 wheels, 18 gears, and about 20,000 pounds of steel. Hit the right pedal and just go.
Yeah, no doubt, eh?
Okay. What I don't get, okay, I understand it's tragic that protesters are getting ran over. But here's the thing. If you were in front of a vehicle and your buddies decide to start beating on a vehicle in an attempt to open the door of a vehicle or break glass, guess what you just did? You just gave them right to hit the gas and leave by any means necessary. Okay? One, you're not authorized or allowed to be on the interstate, and you're doing that. Guess what? They're not liable if they hit you. That's the funniest part.
Yeah.
And then you're going to try your car. What do you think of a sane person's going to do? Even someone that carries, guess what I'm going to do? And then you're taught, if you're a CPL holder, you're taught, pulling your weapon out is your last ditch resort, okay? You evade, you get out of the situation, or you get cover. Well, you can't get cover in your car if they're trying to break the windows and open your doors when you got 100 people around you. So you have to get out of the situation. You have the means, you hit the gas and go.
Yeah.
I don't feel sorry for any of these protesters that are dumb enough to act that way towards somebody and put them where they fear for their life, that they have to act. Yeah. You put them in that position, it is your own fault. It's that quote that play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If you're going to protest, do it right. Don't try to harm people. It's that simple. You try to harm me or my family, I'm going to do what I have to do to protect them. I'll deal with it in court. You know what I mean? It's that simple.
Bang, bang, skeet, skeet, homie.
Well, bang, bang, ski, ski's the last resort, always. But always an option. Always an option. Hence why I was at the range today with the new firearm, just getting proficient in it. I will say this, iron sights at 100 yards. I am very accurate with that new rifle.
Nice.
Wait until I get a scope and a bipod. You do not want to be
there. There you go. There you go.
At range, I will be enjoying it. So, Antifa, come knock on my door. You won't enjoy it. Oh man, we need to get off this politics, man.
I know it's so fun though. It's so fun.
No, it's not fun.
It is. You got to find the fun in it.
Here's the thing. I can laugh at like the LARPers in Seattle right now that are we're revolutionary people. Did you see their freaking garden? Did you see that on Twitter?
No.
Oh my God.
I don't have Twitter.
Hold on.
I don't have Twitter.
No, you don't need to have Twitter to have this, okay? See if I can find this. I was watching Tim Pool. What was it, this morning or yesterday or something? I don't know. I was laying in bed or something watching this. So there is a guy or girl that started a Twitter account for the Chaz area. I gotta find it. So it's all filled with Fox News crap right now. Lovely. Chaz Garden. So they decided to... Oh, here it is. Awesome. So they decided to make a garden. Okay. Look at this dude. Okay. Is the sound coming through?
No.
Hold on. We're going to get sound. Hold on. Give me a second. This is... I want to take these people serious, okay? Because they obviously have some form of passion for this, okay? I want to take them serious. But I'm finding it very difficult to do it. When, first off, they have 2 to 4 inches of topsoil over top of cardboard. And they're trying to make a crop field for 200 people. They have 2 circles the size of there in the video to feed 200 people.
What are they on?
Dude, I don't know. Like, he had to hit that cardboard with a hammer to rip it. Like, what is he doing? Like, seriously. So here's their garden, right? Look at everything is wilting, dude. Why do you have... Okay, if this is a garden to feed people, why do you have flowers in it?
Wow.
Like, you are not being taken serious by anybody that was on your side. Look at this.
That's hilarious.
Some replies were hidden by the author. Wow. Twitter's getting sensitive. Look at this. What is that going to do? Someone went on Pinterest and saw this neat gardening idea and came up with this.
That's ridiculous. That's hilarious.
I'm just enjoying this.
This is why I fish, Justin.
This is why you feed. This is why you fish.
This is why I fish.
So this is the farmer behind the vegetable garden. That's a proper garden. Like, that's a garden. That is not a garden. That is somebody's Pinterest landscaping to be green, reuse cardboard to keep the weeds out. Which works on flowers. Doesn't work on vegetables. That some of these vegetables need to have 12 inches of soil. Oh, wow. Somebody made a Minecraft meme about their garden. Here it is. This is the Twitter account. Everybody needs to go follow this Twitter account right now. Whoever is running this is doing an amazing job keeping everything up to date. But the memes and the videos and just everything going on. Okay, I don't know why that's doing all that. So they have like live updates. They're hanging their sign up. Capitol Hill, autonomous zone. And someone goes, I didn't vote Razin. I guess the dude's name is Raz. That's running it or whatever.
Does
they have armed militia guarding the barricades. And the Seattle police force literally left a police station and City Hall behind.
Yeah. It's exclusively for engines. Yeah. Just like,
I'd get tired fucking carrying that.
He's carrying a Desert
honestly,
Eagle
like I
50
was
cal.
assaulted with a vehicle tonight, so it's just like
Tonight?
Yeah, over at 10th and Pike.
Oh, outside. Is that
He's
outside
assaulted
of
with a
the?
vehicle.
Yeah, it was that guy who like came in super aggressively and then like drove his car all the way down.
I think it's a prerequisite to be Antifa or all these people to be like a scrawny little twig man. They can't defend themselves, even with a weapon. But, yeah. Dude, I got so much to say on this, I don't even want to say it publicly just because it's just going to...
For sure.
It's so irritating. Just get over yourself.
For sure.
Like, I will commend you for, like, organizing, protests like that. But you just renounced your citizenship. You are now occupying a foreign country that you're no longer a citizen of because you renounced your citizenship. You could be treated accordingly. Not saying you should, but you could. You know what I mean? That's like somebody from Iraq coming to Canada and claiming 4 square blocks or 6 square blocks of Windsor and saying this is now our new country. Just showing up, fly in the country, and claim it. That's what they just did. Do you think that's going to fly in Canada?
No comment.
The people that live there won't allow it, even if Trudeau will, okay? Trudeau would allow it, but would the people allow it? That's the thing. No, they will not. They defunded the Minneapolis police force. 100% defunded it.
Well, there's talks about defunding the police force if they haven't already here in Ontario as well, in certain areas. Like, how stupid can you be? You need the police.
You need someone that's willing to enforce the laws.
Yeah.
We do have to do a better job of getting the bad cops out that are using excessive force. There needs to be some better training on how to use force on people. There should be better health standards for officers as well.
Mm-hmm.
You and I both have seen how many officers that we go, you know what, we could outrun you in our sleep while we're smoking a cigarette.
100%.
And I'm not a little guy, and I'm not scared to run from a couple of these fat officers. You know, I'm like, whoever loses their breath first wins. I'm going to make it. I'll be all right. He's going to be stuck behind me pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, I make fun of the Metro Park police force here in Michigan because a lot of them, not all of them, come across as those zealous, overweight, couldn't hack it cops that now work in a park that they think is like the hardest place in the world to work.
Metro Park?
They're like, we're in Detroit. Yeah. They're like, what are you doing? Like, hand on their gun. I'm like, dude, calm down. You're in a park.
It's a Metro
This
Park.
isn't Central Park. It's a Metro Park. I'm pulled off into the grass to answer a text message. So I'm not driving and texting, and you're going to treat me like I'm trying to kill somebody.
That area's like
wow.
nice too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, dude, simmer, calm your shit. Like, calm down. It's okay. It's okay. My lighting is so jacked up tonight. Whoa. That's better, I guess. I'll go with that. But, yeah, it just... COVID, man.
It's making everybody crazy. We've been cooped in too long.
Is.
Yeah.
It really is. Everybody's just frustrated, irritated, ready to just go about their lives. If you want to wear a mask, wear a freaking mask. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask.
Put people back to
If your
work.
employer required. Dude, seriously, the unemployment rate was so low. Just get everybody back to work for multiple reasons. A, it'll calm everybody the fuck down because they're back working, putting their energy into something instead of being outraged about bullshit that doesn't really matter in the end of the day. Two, you'd help our supply chain because if we don't improve it, shit's gonna hit the fan. I really do think it's gonna happen. If we keep going down this path where a quarter of the country's working and producing, it's not gonna be good. There, as much of dumb shit things that Trump has said, and we all can agree. He says some dumb shit. No matter if you like him or hate him, he says some dumb shit sometimes.
I love him, but
he's like
agree.
the ultimate. He's the ultimate troll. If you don't get that he's fucking trolling these politicians, then you're lost. You're a lost cause in life. Okay, He's nothing but a big ass troll that gets rise out of people. There's times he really doesn't need to do it because he's immature as shit and his ego gets in the way. Okay, didn't vote for the man. I voted for the pot smoker. Okay, it wasn't Crooked Hillary and it wasn't him. I voted for the pot smoker. I don't know who I'm going to vote for this time because there's no good choice. There really isn't. But he said the cure can't be worse than the virus. And if somebody else said that, like Dr. Fauci or somebody else that everybody doesn't want to just hate on constantly, you think that would have been a really good mantra for everything going on right now? That, the first 4 to 6 weeks, I got it. We didn't know anything. Now we know shit. Let's get the reality. Get people back to work. Let's go. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's
Chaz
important, man.
updates on Twitter.
It's
Chaz
important.
updates on Twitter. Follow it. So, I don't know, man. I just want to go fish.
Yeah.
But I also need to work. And I got a whole month of sales I need to make up. And it's my best month out of the year.
I'm going to go do some graphing this upcoming week and get ready for the 27th now that I've got an extra week to kind of scout some places out.
Are you thinking spy baiting is going to be a hot ticket for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I just can't wait for my new rod to come in. That's the thing.
Did you get any of the 100s in?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I've got them all, 72 to 100s.
72 alpha to 100. I bet you I have spy baits you don't have though.
The Great Lakes
Do you
series
have
is
any in
coming
the
back.
60s?
What's that?
Do you have the 60 size
No.
and the 50s?
No.
I have the 60s and the 50s.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that information you should be leaking?
They will never come to the States. They're not the same style spy bait as what we're fishing with.
Really, eh?
Yeah. They are awesome on perch and bluegill.
They seem like they'd be small. What is it, 50 and 60 you said?
Yeah, it's like a 55 or 60.
So how many inches is a 50 and 60 mil? Because they go
2-inch, 2.25.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're small. They're definitely, you have to throw them on ultralight gear. If I can get a weekday to get out and go to the St. Clair River, I can't even do that because that's the Canadian side where I do this. You need to go catch perch for me, dude.
You
need to go tell me this is working.
Okay, you need to send me some baits.
I will send you. No, take the 80. I was catching them on the 80 and the 90 doing this. Okay, but big perch.
But I need to do it on the 50
will send you. No, you don't. I haven't done on the 50 and 60s there yet because I never have them in the boat. I always have them in my travel bag. So when I go to trout streams, I throw those because they're lighter and I can throw them in trout streams and stuff. But I will send you the waypoint, Navionics map. I'll show you where it's at. It's on your side of the St. Clair River, not far from the Bassett.
For perch?
Yes, eelgrass flat, 3 to 6 foot of water, secondary current seam, loaded with perch.
Really?
All the way to the Phragmites, all the way out to the first major current break. And there will be smallmouth and largemouth mixed in occasionally. I will send you that. Okay, I'm gonna text it to you right now so I don't forget it.
How big a perch are we talking?
I ain't throwing any of them back. Not a one goes back, buddy. Not a one.
I haven't had a good perch fish fry in ages.
Hey, you're still allowed to keep more than we can on our side, right? It's 50 fish over there still.
You went down to 30, eh?
25.
Really?
So I can say I get a limit every time I go out because 25 is usually all I ever catch.
No doubt, eh?
That's with me being selective.
Wow. A lot of guys got pissed off hardcore about that, eh?
Squirrel Island is?
Now, is that a daily limit or possession limit?
Yeah, daily.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
Boom. Right there, buddy.
Nice. There. With all that contour, if I'm seeing correctly.
And that's not in the main current. That whole entire shoreline from where that channel, where that range light is for Squirrel Island, all the way up until it narrows and gets at A24. And above that a little bit. Actually, you could probably go all the way up to A26 and 28. So A28 and A26, you could probably do that all the way up that whole side of the South Channel.
And you said it's on the Canadian side?
And yeah, it's on the Canadian side.
And you said it's before the Bassett?
Yep, as you're coming downstream.
All right, I think I know where you're talking about.
And by the way, the Chimatagan, we need to go do a 1v1 largemouth fishing day in there.
Where's that at?
You're really close to it. It's on your side.
Okay.
I need you to go with me because you look like the First Nation people.
I tried to get on the island today. Well, I wouldn't pass, so I don't know how confident you'd be
No.
in that. No.
The so that Chimatagan channel, I lost my biggest largemouth I've ever had on in there. And it's a frog city zone.
Really, eh? Over 7?
Oh, dude, we can go in there and have a. Yeah, it was over 7.
Wow.
If it wasn't an 8, it was a very high 7.
Wow.
If it wasn't an 8,
That's a monster.
dude, it is a freaking tank. And I need to get into Johnson and Goose Lake finally, and actually make a point to go up and check it out.
I just need to play around in it, period. There's so much good water out there. It's just far from me. That's my excuse. It shouldn't be an excuse.
It's not that far from you because I'm driving from all over here to go there, dude. Come on. You got a faster boat than me.
Yeah. Frickin' $20 in gas just turning the damn thing on.
Yeah. Did you see that, though, what I was talking about? Long squirrel there?
I think I know what you're talking about. If it's just before Bassett, then I believe.
Just follow those cattail phragmite beds north from there.
Just like float fishing and stuff like that?
You can.
Or do they chase bait there?
No, they're chasing bait.
They are, eh?
Yeah, they're not like pods of fish. It's like 1 or 2 fish here, 1 or 2 fish here, 1 or 2 fish there. So
and perch?
And you would fish these guys. Think smallmouth on a flat, and this is how you're going to fish these guys.
Wow.
And I've never caught a non-keeper doing this.
That's interesting.
And now that the limit's lower in Michigan, because I'm only going to keep 25 because I want to deal with the hassle of going back to the dockside and explaining why I have 50.
Right.
And they go, well, let me check your GPS. Did you stop in U.S. waters before coming back to the harbor? That whole bull crap, I just keep 25. It's not a big deal. And the size of these fish, dude, that's
a lot.
But there's my fishing tip for the day for everybody. What do you got for people? What is the one tip you would give everybody right now if they're heading to St. Clair?
Bro, I haven't barely fished this year. So it
doesn't have to do just because you're out there, but if you were going out today or tomorrow, what would your game plan be?
Right now?
Yeah. What is the 4 rods you were gonna definitely have on the deck of that boat?
Tube.
Okay.
Swim bait, drop shot, and a crankbait. Or a jerkbait. Crankbait/jerkbait.
Okay. So not a Ned rig, but a tube, huh?
Yeah. And I know that Neds just kill it. That's just honestly something I got to play around with a lot this year. And I've got a Ned set up. I've already got a Ned rig set up on a rod there. It's ready to go. But if I had 4 baits to go and catch fish, it'd be those 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pretty much follow suit with you. With the exception, I'd probably throw a Ned or a Nico over a tube right now.
Yeah.
Because those fish are post-spawn. They're not... I don't think they're in that I want to eat that big-ass tube mode. You know what I mean? Not yet. Not yet.
Right.
It's not like July and August where you can crack those big tubes and just fire them up sometimes, you know.
Water when I was last out was, I believe, like 74.
On
74.
The surface, yeah.
So
it's behind, but it's not cold. It's just behind what we would normally expect to see. So, look at tonight. It's going to be, 40-something degrees tonight again?
It's been chilly for sure.
Like, this is going to be a very cool June, which is going to help us out on the U.S. side if we can't go to the Canadian side. It keeps these fish this side longer.
What's the way you
Honestly,
fish?
it does.
How do you fish, Neds?
Like a tube, just not aggressive.
Yeah.
Just kind of drag it, shake it, let it sit. If I have like rock or a wreck or like a target, I'm gonna let that thing lay in there. Or if I'm fishing an area it's got current, I'm gonna let it kind of travel.
Mm-hmm.
Just let the water push it and move it. But it's very similar to fishing a drop shot or a tube, like how we do out here, which is more of let the wind take us where we go.
Yeah.
We kind of just drift around. It's kind of the same deal, just a different presentation. I would definitely rig it weedless on like a lifted jigs, EWG, or the owner blockhead. That's a knockoff off the lifted jig invention, or you could even use the Z-Man craw head, but it's more of like a sled head style jig. So
Okay.
if you're gonna be dragging very very fast and you're not so worried about having that tail up in the air, that would be a good head to go with as well.
Right, right. And any style bait in particular that you like? We know Angler's Choice has their Ned Hog. We know Z-Man has an array of different baits.
Yeah,
I've got
the 4 inch would be my go-to this time of the year. The big TRD. The Guggen Squad Rattling Ned is a really good producer. As much as I don't want to promote them, but that rattle in there does catch fucking fish, dude. It does catch fish.
now,
I can't.
couldn't you just stick a glass rattle in any bait and kind of mimic that, or is there something about the
No,
Guggen Squad one?
the way it's poured, it has a cavity in the tail for that to
Okay,
go there.
okay.
So it definitely doesn't float, but that glass rattle stays in there, and as long as you don't mess with it and like take it out and look at it and put it back in, you don't stretch that plastic out so much
Mm-hmm.
that it does stay in there for a bunch of fish before they throw it. So
Okay, okay. Right on, right on.
but if it does ever throw it and you have glass rattles that are that 1/8 inch thickness ones, you can slide those right back in there. I don't want to promote the Guggen Squad; they do enough of that themselves. But the Rattling Ned is an awesome bait. You could do a crawfish bait. The
Yeah.
what is it? The Rage Craws. David's Boogie Craw, chopped down a little bit, take about a 1/2 inch off, does well. Um,
Now, of course, those baits in
picturing
particular, like even
I'm
the
picturing a Z-Man lure right now, and I can't remember it. I got a Z-Man stuck in my head, and I can't remember what it's called. Let me pull it up.
those baits in
Well,
particular
you keep talking, but go ahead.
don't stand up straight though. Like they're naturally buoyant. They don't have that flotation appeal to them as even remotely close as to what a Z-Man holds. So
Yeah.
like because
So,
I've tried using the strike cream craws as well, like those small ones. But
ooh, I
the
don't know
hell
if
was
you can hear
that?
that.
Is that your
Oh
workout music?
no, that was this guy right here. That guy right there would be an excellent choice for this. The turbo crawl. This could,
Hi, my name is David Walker, and today what?
but that would be an excellent choice for
Nice.
like a dragging Ned type deal. They got great colors on it. It's a little bit bigger bait. I think it's like a 4 inch bait. But I would probably chop. That section on the back end where you have like the smaller ribs. I would take those four or five sections and
Yeah.
chop it off right there and then fish it.
What is that? Like a 3.5, 4 inch?
That would be about a 3 1/4 at that point.
Okay.
Once you take that off, or 3 1/2 roughly.
No, the original size of the bait.
Oh, it's a 4 inch originally.
It is that. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry
it's
if
just a
I
little.
missed that.
So that's it's like Dave's Chigger Crawl and this have like a very similar profile, and the way that little knot is, it's a lot like the Z Crawl from Zoom, way it moves and vibrates. So when you kind of scoot it, it kind of flops and moves some water in a very subtle way.
Right.
I think because it floats, it'd be good. Another one that I think, and this is going to be in the Monster Bass box for this month. I haven't gotten it though because my postal service sucks. Bleep 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 right now where I live. So Polinick chose this, and this would be a very good choice as well on there, and that's this guy. And one color and one color only do you need that right there.
What do they call that?
That's 309, man. That is the legendary 309, the best-selling color from X Zone, and has been for like 10, 12, 15 years.
Yeah.
So that would fish well on a Ned rig because those claws float. They're designed to float. So you have that there too. So, but that is in the, was it, we in June? Yeah, we're in June. So the Muscleback Craw is in the June Monster Bass box.
Nice, nice.
So,
you ever play?
If anybody wants to pick up Monster Bass, monsterbass.com, use code B3G1 when you get 3 months. You get an extra month free. Or use save 10, save 15. Those are all work too. So,
you ever play around? You ever play around with Carolina rigging on St. Clair?
It's on my list of things to do. Let's put it this way. I really want to do it because I know Larry Nixon's one out here with it. I think it's a valid. You look at what we do on a regular basis out here, technique-wise, and how we fish drop shots, how we fish tubes. A floating creature bait on a Carolina rig, just above the perch grass. You know, put it on a 3-foot lead, 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce weight. That could be. I think that could be really good out here.
Yeah, I've played around with it a little bit, gotten some bites.
Success. Yeah.
I've gotten some bites, couple fish on it, nothing crazy, not a lot of content on it.
What baits are you running on it?
I've only really played around with Dave's, and it would have been the Flappin' Weasel and the Flappin' Craw.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is one from Z-Man in their TRD lineup. Oop, I went there.
That's what I need. I need something that fully floats.
Yeah, so there is a that guy, the Boar Hogs.
Nice.
It's a 4-incher. That would probably do well. Batwing's a trailer. Palmetto Bug would probably work, but I think it wouldn't. It would rock and roll a little too much. But there is one in the Finesse series. This guy. Put that on a 1 or 1/0. Little 2-foot lead or 3-foot lead.
Yeah.
I would probably do Drew's Craw or the Deal or Canada Craw.
Yeah.
Or California Craw. Good old green pumpkin. Dirt would be a good option if the paper shells were in full effect, which I don't think they are right now. I mean, honestly, all these would be good. I think this might be... Dude. Hold up. Epiphany. Finesse Carolina rigging, a.k.a. split shot rig. With TRD plastics.
Let's do it.
Number 1 split shot. Size 1 split shot. You know how much that weighs, right?
No. I don't no.
To the 4 people that are still watching this, this is some epic fisherman mind shit coming out right now.
Is it like 3/8 or lighter?
It's an eighth of an ounce.
Oh wow.
Maybe 3/16, quarter, maybe somewhere around there. So it's light. So a split shot rig, you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
It's essentially a Carolina rig, but you're putting the weight fixed somewhere up on the line. You run those Ned plastics on that and drag that. on a medium light rod with braid.
I'll do it.
I think
I'll-
that, dude.
I'll do it and let you know.
I think I'm gonna do that too. Next time I get out, I'm gonna have to do that. Because the beauty of the split shot rig is it's cheap as hell to fish. It's efficient. And it's cheap as hell to fish. It's so simple. It's cheap, dude. You can get a 1 pound pack of split shot for $5.99 still.
Yeah.
So 1 pound size 1 split shot. Just clip that on your line, put an EWG hook on there, and you're good to go. Just drag that bad boy.
Let's do it.
You could probably do that for perch in that flat where
I was just thinking that.
too. Look at that. Our minds are. Look at this, dude.
You got some
right now.
you got some brilliance going on in that cup right now, eh?
I don't know if it's in the cup or in the hat. It's one of the two.
What is it? What are you drinking?
High quality H2O.
Nice.
This is the part of the podcast where we just say, fuck it. But yeah, I tell you what, dude, we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to bring the split shot rig back to the forefront of bass fishing.
You play around with hair jigs at all?
That's the new fad now. I can't fish them now. It's a new fad. Everybody wants to do it. I'm done with it. I think if I was gonna play with a hair jig, I would do it on a what do they call that in Dale Hollow? Where it's underneath a bobber. Float and fly. Float and fly technique.
You ever jig them though? Like for walleye?
Oh yeah, down on the reefs on Erie, hell yeah, all the time.
Right on.
But I tell you what, a float and fly. If you get an area where you are getting fish on a spy bait and they're not really committing super good, and you've thrown an underspin and a crankbait and a jerkbait through there, and you're still not getting bites, but the spy bait's getting a few, and you know they're kind of holding on like a cabbage bed, like they're floating around a cabbage bed and just kind of holding there, but not really wanting to chase long haul. A float and fly would be absolutely deadly, I think, on those fish.
Right.
I mean, that's why it works out. It works so well on Dale Hollow because it's a highland reservoir, ultra clear water, ledges where these fish go out and suspend. So we're talking spybait fish are generally fish that are suspending or relating to tall weed beds in some shape or form. So they're chasing shiners, they're chasing LY, they're chasing smelt. They're not bottom oriented per se.
Right.
They're not going to pass up a juicy crayfish that catches their eye, or a golden shiner or a fathead or, spot tail or something like that. But a float and fly down 6, 10, 12 feet. And the reason I'm saying this could be a deadly technique is last year I had an awful year fishing. You know that. I was not happy with myself. And one day I sat with a 5-inch Kalin's grub underneath the boat, halfway up, just sitting there, bobbing around. And I caught my biggest fish of the year.
Really?
And this is a waypoint that I was put on. The guy that morning says, hammer on spy bait, go there. I know you love fishing spy baits. You'll catch them. I caught one fish before that on Ned rig. Never caught a fish in a spy bait.
Wow.
I busted out of grubs. I grew up fishing grubs my whole life, for bass down on the rivers and stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fish a grub. And I just was casting and casting and casting. I said, screw this. I'm dying. It's hot. Put my legs. I pulled my seat cushion out that I got to have, put it on the gunnel so my legs didn't burn on the black boat, and put my feet in the water. And just sat there with the rod. I looked like that. I looked like the kid at the end of the dock going, whistling the freaking Andy Dick, or what the hell's that old time show?
You tell me, I'm young.
Oh man, black and white show where he goes fishing. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna find this now because I'm gonna play this now. Oh, so he whistles a song. Is it Andy Griffin's song? Andy Griffin? Andy Griffith? Is this it? Yeah,
Griffin.
Andy Griffith theme song. Hold on. Like I could have swore. Here it is.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I swear to
Starring
God, this was
Andy
me on the
Griffith.
boat.
With Ronnie Howard. Also starring Don Knotts.
That's hilarious.
I swear to God, that was me on the boat. And I'm not kidding you. I was singing that song in my head.
Gotta love those days, eh?
Oh, fish on! I was like, holy shit, turn the camera on. This is the first big fish of the year. I was like, what the hell?
What did
but
it
I
weigh?
swear that I felt like I was on that show.
That's hilarious.
4.5, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was that
the
your
first
big
one over 3 pounds the whole year?
Was
that was
your
my big fish last year? Was 4.5 pounds.
Really?
That's
I only
it.
caught
That was my
1.5.
big fish last year. Yeah, and last year was rough, man.
It was.
Okay. I am still probably in my head fishing wrong, like mentally just screwing myself fish when I'm on the water fishing because of old job stress and just resetting the mind and getting it calm and getting it clear. It took 6 years to get there. In me, I want it to be fixed instant, and it's not. And honestly, like the last month, I haven't slept this good in years. Even the wife has said that. So I think I'm getting back to my old, like, every decision's the right decision kind of thing. You know
That's
what I mean?
good.
When you're on the water, your mind's in the right place to make a right decision. Even when you make a bad decision, you're not hard on yourself and second guessing your decision.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're off
I
to a
don't know.
good
I
start,
think I'm
dude.
getting back there. I think I'm getting back to that point. I hope I get back there soon. That's like the hardest thing in fishing. So.
For sure.
Just making
For sure.
decisions on the water. That's what makes the greats great. Making that decision right consistently.
It was a real tough finesse year last year, that's for sure. But it's looking like it's going to be that way this year as well. So we'll get a repeat.
I had buddies that were dragging Erie Darter juniors on a jig head.
Mhm.
The only way they could catch them for the whole month of May and June
Wow.
was dragging Darter junior. And I gave them the kill shot junior, and they were catching more fish because it was even smaller profile.
Wow.
Which made it a hellacious thing to freaking rig. But you had to put it on a tungsten ball head. It's the only way you could fish that thing because it's such a thin bait. You need that wire keeper. You need that smaller profile head. So that was hot for 2 years in a row. That's been hot for a couple of my buddies, and I turned them onto those kill shots doing that. So
They're great baits, though.
they are
Fantastic.
I wish David would put his baits in a monster bass box. Like we could do a soft plastic takeover. Just his stuff. That'd be amazing.
I don't know if he was considering that before. I don't know.
I've had conversations with him. He doesn't want to do boxes. He's done with doing it.
Okay.
I think it would do wonders. This is me. His business is, his business, his choice, his money, do what he want. But I think it'd be a great advertising tool here in the States to get his name out outside of the Northeast, where it is on the St. Lawrence River, where it is here in the Great Lakes. I think he's got some phenomenal products. I know his swim baits that are coming are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see his new 3-color laminate or 3-color shot stuff?
Yeah, he's playing around with that. One of the new colors he came out with looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but it'd be like a great perch imitating kind of bait.
Yeah.
Carrot top is what it's called.
Carrot top is what it is? I thought it was there was a fire tiger or
I believe so.
Too.
No, the carrot top is the one that I'm thinking of.
It's on his.
And that's a 3-color 3-color laminate there. The Fire Tiger, I do believe it's still a 2-color with a bunch of flake in it, or fleck, if you will.
So can everybody see that? I mean, that is absolutely
Yeah,
incredible. And the way he's
that's
doing
fire. That'd be a great drop shot bait.
Yeah, his investment in this equipment to do this is incredible. This one turned out amazing. I like that color.
Mm-hmm.
Interference, that looks really good.
Yeah.
That would be a really nice tube color, by the way. You ask me. Yeah, I think that'd be a great tube color. That's my selfishness. What do you think of his Goby on Greg?
I went to they're real cool looking.
I have not got a chance to fish them.
They're producing.
I'll go over and get them. I mean, I can't just.
I tried jigging them
anymore, dude.
I tried jigging them on
the. Dude does not look like he's about dead to the world right there. That right there is not a face of a stoner or a loser. That is the face of a hard ass working man that is just exhausted, but just keeps fucking going and going and going. Like, that is his bait making face. And I think he has that 10 months out of the year. I really do. But just great product. You and I both love his stuff, so can't beat it.
I tried playing around with the Ridgeback Goby, jigging it from shore for walleyes. But with the current and the way that the bait is, I just found it to work against the current in a bad way.
You need a little more weight than what you can put on it.
A little less weight off of it. I even tried ripping the fins off on the side, but I mean, casting that out and hopping it back, it was pretty hard to do. I'm sure a little bit easier to do on a vertical presentation, but just didn't feel right for what I was trying to use it as. But
for those of us watching at home, that's a kill shot. That's what we're talking about. We were actually dragging those on tungsten ball heads the last couple of years and doing well with it. So that's a nice. I mean, the Junior is a nice Ned rig bait, honestly. It really is, and essentially what everybody's been doing is Ned fishing anyway. It's just not with a floating.
Right.
But yeah,
right on, dude.
Unicorn snot or whatever it is. But yeah, but I think we covered enough politics, life, religion, fishing for the night, don't you?
Oh, we didn't even touch base on religion. You want to start there? No, I'm tired, dude.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We talked about religion. We talked about fishing. That's our religion, right?
Fair enough. Good point. Amen. Hallelujah.
Fair enough. So we talked about religion. We talked about going to church, going 60 miles an hour across the lake. That's going to church, man.
Absolutely.
Paying that communion to the state tax fund.
No, I had fun. I'm glad you guys got your motorboating back. And
Are you playing something in the background, or is that just dumb luck?
What? The motorboating?
The train sound or whatever I just heard.
No, that's our Via Rail.
Because I said, yeah, just paying the tax man driving across the lake at 60 miles an hour. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That was perfect.
No, that's passenger train here in Canada.
Motorboating will always be legal.
For sure.
Not always wanted.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But I'm glad you guys got all that back. I hope we can share border waters again, because this is kind of. But you made a good point about focusing on your own lake. Keeps the pressure off our side.
Yep.
For a nice year, but hey, it is what it is, man. Hopefully next year is a much normal year again.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to find fish for yourself for once over there. Not look for all those U.S. boats.
Wow.
Shot fired right there.
I've noticed less boats cutting in front of other boats and anchoring in walleye drifts this year too. So
that is definitely yeah. Yeah.
Wonder why that is.
Yeah. Oh, dude, those guys aren't liked in my circle either over here. So,
No,
but it's definitely that. Oh, let's go walleye fishing, guys. Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna go and mark out some more spots on the lake there, and maybe try for some perch, drop shot them
Yeah.
a little bit.
Let me know how that flat pays out for you.
Yeah, I will. If I'm able to get up that way, then I definitely will. If not, I'm gonna check it out regardless, see how it is.
Well, if you got a north blow, you might as well just launch up in Mitchell's and call it a day and go for it.
Yeah.
Because that north wind sucks on that South Shore. So.
Yeah, it's doable, but
I forgot you got a nitro. You can fish in anything.
I like boating in rough waters.
It's fun.
It's fun
to a point.
I mean, I was on the Detroit on Memorial Day.
To a point. I don't like fishing.
I was on the Detroit River Memorial Day.
Water.
And it was rough out, and then you had all that Memorial Day boat traffic, and I speared my first wave. It was fun. Had the girlfriend out on the boat, made a jump there. Seen it. I was like, it's happening. It's finally happening. Speared, freaking soaked. It was great.
That is the one thing I have yet to do in my boat. Spear wave.
I haven't done it on the lake, but I sure as shit did it on the river there.
I had one, dude, I hit so hard. If I was a couple of degrees lower, I was gonna spear it and the back end pop out like a bobber and just ruin that boat. Because my boat is so light. Think about that.
Yeah.
If I was able to spear away with that boat being that light,
yeah,
that could end bad for me.
What are you at? About like 1,500 for the boat itself?
Dry weight, nothing on it. Dry weight, nothing in it's 1,380.
Wow, that's light.
A light boat, dude. That's why that 150 when you got a good prop on it, not like the one I got right now where it's sanded off a little bit too much from running the sand flats. I can touch that 60 mark.
Wow.
Out of 150. That's essentially a 20-foot aluminum boat. I can touch 60.
That's fast, dude.
Dude, that boat at 62, like when I picked it up at 25 pitch on it, scared the shit out of me at 62.
Wow.
Like, I had more throttle to give it, and I wanted nothing to do with it.
Stable boat, though, for what it is.
Yeah, once you get up that fast, though, not a fun boat to drive fast. There is no keel to steer it. Just like your boat, when you get that 70, a lot can go wrong very quick because there's nothing there to hold it straight.
Fastest I've got
that motor. So
fastest I've gotten my boat so far is only 69. I know it can go faster, but I think it's a prop deal.
It's prop, jack plate, load being distributed just right in the boat to get those couple extra miles an hour. That's where that is. But when I hit 62, I had no tackle in the boat, 2 people, and like 10 gallons of fuel. And totally the wrong pitch prop. I had RPMs to give.
Wow.
And that thing was burning at 62. So if you want to go fast in that boat, put a 25 pitch on it and destroy your Pro XS. It's not good for the motor. But man, are you going to rip fast for a little bit. So
yeah.
But yeah.
Right on. We touch base with everything, bro.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to go fish next to each other again.
6 feet away from me. Keep your distance. I don't want your COVID.
We're all... Hey, COVID. I'm going to cast it onto your deck one of these times.
I don't want your COVID
cast
cooties.
It over in a Ziploc baggie for you.
Cough in a bag, cast it over. Oh, jeez.
Here, my COVID.
Fun times we're living in.
That's how we can have like wars.
Let's just go meet up like right at the borderline one day this year. You stay on your side, I'll stay.
St. Clair. No, we'll do a firecracker because then we could literally fish next to each other.
Yeah, we can.
And be in separate countries.
All right, we'll do that. We'll
have to make that happen. That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Thanks for coming on, man. I do appreciate it.
Pleasure's all mine, man. As always, it's always fun.
We'll definitely have you again because it's Phil. We gotta have Phil.
Talk about anything. Keep it fun. Not that serious. And Yeah. Thanks,
Her friend's
Justin.
still awake, so you can talk to her later. Yeah, not a problem, man. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I know this one's a little more of a scatterbrained chat conversation than normal. But hey, it's a podcast. We're just here to talk and hopefully provide a little bit of entertainment for you guys. So, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. And if you're watching the podcast, listening to the podcast on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, or any of those other fun streaming services, give us a good thumbs up, 5-star review so we get found. And as always, guys, tight lines, happy casting. We'll see you next time.